I'll get it fixed.
No, it's okay. I just need something to walk on. I just need to walk on the treadmill.
Understood.
Tell you what, 2021 is getting 2020 keeps getting further and further away. And a lot of things I remember based on pre-2020 or post. The last time I was here was pre-2020.
Okay.
So,
There must have been then because Marty graduated then, it would have been her probably transfer. It would have been 19.
I could get your.
Yeah, here.
I had a hard time
Mine going already.
going as far as the last starters for the girls.
Okay, hold on. I've got my stream started already. No, it's okay. So, the ones that like. These are reciprocal with like seven. So, it's 700.
let's see, based on the way you would word that, I bet that's not it.
Started one game this year. Some kids just that way. And then He never knows anybody's name. He knows exactly what our voice does. Film is not a thing. But a really good
You don't have time for those things in football.
especially
Goodness. Yeah, because last night, well, this week what I did is I called all the schools in our part of the bracket and said, could you send me your roster? Because I have no clue who will be playing Friday and Saturday.
everybody's on and so like I don't normally have to contact people. I can pull up the team's homepage, I can see some highlights, I can look at things about the kids, and down here in this part of the state, it's just not as much.
Well, we had been on Huddle for a few years. And we changed back to not doing it.
It's expensive, and they're expensive.
Yeah.
We stayed on it, being able to share games is much easier, and then we're having some kids who are really trying to recruit it, and so if you don't have that Huddle for it's very
Max Preps used to be good, but they're not nearly. And there used to be another one on there where I could get information. It was Coach's Aim is what it's called. And it's just vanished.
Well, you remember coaches, they had the message boards. People would talk and share information and sometimes talk a little trash, which I thought was fine. Yeah, there's nothing like that.
I'm not able to do the research these days like I used to back then because it takes a lot more effort.
So, yeah, it is.
And I have a real job, a full-time job. So I've enjoyed the broadcasting and it's been good for the community for me to be able to do it. So
Yeah.
I like doing it.
I look forward to you coming out for football next year.
Well, thank you. I look forward to being there.
Yeah.
Tell you what, those drives between Hollis and
We're so used to, I mean, you saw this year, you know, there's only 2 Class A teams left in the field. So it's us and Texas football. Texas is a new Class A school. Booker's 2A, they're the only 2A.
We used to play, when we were 11 men, we used to play Hooker and Beaton.
I remember you playing
as a team. Those were 2 teams that they weren't our district.
Yeah.
But we still played them every year.
I watched you guys one time come to me. I did the TV broadcast. You guys had Hunter, who was D1, but he was also a quarterback. Yeah. He was doing all of this. I think he had a lot of sense. And he was a stud.
We've had to get actually 2 years. And I thought it was kind of cool. Pete Rollins, unfortunately, his grandfather is baseball.
So one of our vocal teachers, big beard guy, he wanted to come into football.
Okay.
And he just raved about the restaurant, Calvin, and the YouTube channel and all that stuff. He told me about back in the fall. So that reminded me of this game today.
Well, Kendrick, my son's wedding rehearsal.
I bet you it's a fantastic thing.
I had my daughter-in-law's aunt is a wedding coordinator at the rehearsal.
Yeah.
And they were in charge of everything except I had to get the rehearsal and stuff taken care of. And Kent told me some of his cowboy stories and so forth.
Oh,
He's
very nice.
And we were leaving from the dinner going to the church wedding to do the rehearsal. And the lady who was the assistant for the wedding coordinator said, I need to step up and I know we were very good. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And she said, I have 12 years. I have never gone to anywhere that treated anywhere near this good or the entertainment nearly as entertaining.
Tremendous.
She said, you need to pray. So I said, well, hopefully you have a friend. And my son, he and about 7 of his friends got married during that same year. He was the last one. And they coordinated so that they would buy, they always wear the same pants, same shirt, different tie, and different cummerbund every wedding. But my daughter-in-law wanted to have custody. And my son was telling his friends, I'm sorry, I know this is what you guys really want to do. And I wish I could buy a pastry and help you see. And everyone was, it doesn't matter, we get to eat food made by McDonald's. We beat Bobby Blunt.
Right. I might have watched that episode. I don't remember. I used to love watching it. Hello.
But yeah, the between the Beat Bobby's Way and I think it was NBC had a challenge program for kids. And when every time a person would come up against Kent, they would lose. So these are great. So there's been times when like FFA dinner, I did dinner over here, these cooked steaks, I'll tell you what, plastic utensils, you don't need them. It's just amazing. I enjoy what we do.
This name right here, you said Slorky, and I heard you saying it on the video. Man, that is so not what I would have done. Last night I had somebody that one. Isn't it? I've seen. Isn't it? Yeah. I have seen that name. Last night I got mad at them. They didn't run a screen. They were left corners. And I was saying.
That I know, she said, this is our fault because the way we named him. That's what I told her.
I do PA for football, and that one, tackles and ball carriers and everything else. I always really tease the press box like, let's be watching for this. Get ready to lock the press box.
Oh yeah. I know how that goes, man. But what's bad is there's been times when the roster name didn't player name and I've got texts from people saying, just so you know.
Right. We run a cheated string. I will pull up a monitor. Now we're getting ready to take our subject. This is our last, well, this week is our last week. Well, I used to,
back when I owned the company, I had two cameras set up for football. One right on top of the other. One was zoomed in, one was zoomed out. So that you just follow. Yeah. So all I had to do was follow the action of one handle. But you could switch back and forth just like this.
you have to switch your
No, but it's just a computer on the screen. So
That's a handy idea. I like that.
that worked out really well.
I got a couple of action cameras. One I can use on my shoulders if I want to. I found one kind of like the door that has a zoom. We'll play around with it. Our kid's really excited. We're really happy.
When I started this, we were all SD. And my last, 2 years ago, they switched to hijack. And when I did that, instead of just buying hijack cameras, I bought them for a 4K. I was just coming out.
So you're thinking ahead.
I was thinking ahead, saying I'm not buying these cameras for 2 years from now. But the definition on the screen is so much better than it was.
It's something else.
By 2015, it didn't matter. People loved it. I had we were broadcasting both on the radio and live streaming. And there was about a 10-second delay for the stream. And so people would be at home listening to the radio, so when they hear you get excited, they run to their computer to watch what it was about to happen. So it's pretty neat. I like what we do.
Oh, I love getting to talk about the kids.
Yeah.
I love getting to talk about I just love it so much.
Last night I was sitting right behind a whole family of compassion while we were playing passion. And they were having a big weekend. I told them, I really try not to be a homer.
Yeah.
I try to praise the kids from both teams. If the kid's doing good, I'm going to tell them.
I think it's more fun for everyone. So they can come to their own conclusions and get there's times where it's hard to stay.
Now I get frustrated with the rest of the situation. You guys be careful about that.
So we've all got our little tricks, right? Yeah. It's a a good thing they didn't give me a whistle.
Activity programs are primarily for the student participants. The purpose of this basketball game is to provide a positive learning experiences and opportunities for personal growth of our students. This competition is being conducted according to the rules of the Illinois Secondary Schools Activity Association. Players, coaches, officials, and spectators can and are expected to assist in the promotion and achievement of good sportsmanship ideals by taking personal responsibility for keeping this contest at a high level of fair, clean, wholesome competition. Good luck to both teams. Your ticket to this sporting event is a privilege to watch youngsters learn while participating. One of the lessons taught to players is one spectators can follow as well, that of good sportsmanship. Unruly behavior is unacceptable in the classroom, and the athletic field report is a classroom. Sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Let's all do the right thing.
But had a tie game late in the game, ended up with some big free throws from their seniors, and finished things off for a close win over Navajo. Navajo was ranked 20th when Hollis took them on earlier in the year, and Hollis was able to beat them. So it was a really nice win for them. They have some other people that we recognize when you list through their record. They took on Merritt. Now, they struggled really hard with Merritt. They played Merritt at Merritt in the Merritt Classic. We played Merritt as well and had a very close game with them. It ended up being 31-36. When Hollis played them, Merritt was able to get out and run, and the game ended up being 56-16. Hollis took on Moreland. We've played Moreland several times this year. Varying degrees of success, but we've had some pretty big wins over Moreland. Hollis was able to beat them, but beat them by 5. So later on, Hollis took on Merritt again. They again had a big loss, 54-17. Then they took on Navajo a second time, and Navajo came back and in the rematch put it on them pretty good, 44-26. And that's it for common opponents that the two teams have faced off against. Now, Hollis did win their district. They were able to beat Snyder. They were able to beat Navajo by 1. So in the rubber match between the two teams, Navajo and Hollis, Hollis did come out on top in the second one. That game was at Navajo too. So Hollis does have a couple of quality wins under their belt. They're not a big scoring team. They've topped 50 a couple of times. They haven't topped 60 at all this year. They tend to be in that 30 to 40 range. Your Lady Cardinals, as you know, have had several games where they've gotten up into the 50s and 60s. State Song of Oklahoma is playing right now. We'll let it play. Get ready for the start of Hollis against Turpin.
Good evening and welcome to this basketball game in regional playoffs between the Turpin Cardinals and the Hollis Tigers. If you would, please remain standing and remove your hats. As the national anthem is sung, the Star Spangled Banner. For the starting lineups, first for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Hollis Lady Tigers.
All right.
Number 11, Presley Riley.
Your starters for Hollis.
Kara Cummins.
Number 11, Presley Riley. Number 12, Kara Cummins. Number 13, Blair Scorpy. Number 14, Morgan Robinson. And number 23, the lone senior playing for Hollis, Macy Copeland. Last night we had several Burns Flat fans watching us. Tonight, not expecting to have any of the Hollis Tigers watching us, but if they are, we welcome them tonight. But here come the starters for the Cardinals. Number 2, junior, Kemper Post. Number 3, junior, Abby Buller. Number 5, senior, Shelby Moses. Number 11, sophomore, Megan Weber. And number 13, senior, Brianna Barrett. Again, this is the consolation bracket of regionals. The winning team stays, the losing team will be done for the year. This Hollis team, yesterday they had to take on a really tough Canute squad. They struggle with Canute, but that's not uncommon. Canute's really been great this year, put it on a lot of teams. And Hollis ended up falling 29-45. Tonight, be ready. The scoring can come from a whole bunch of different options on the Hollis Lady Tigers, but your 2 field generals, Macy Copeland, who was an all-Tri-County tournament team member earlier this season, and Blair Scorpy, that's number 13, number 23. Buller goes for the tip, gets a hold of it, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be the Lady Tigers ball. On the floor for the Cardinals, we already listed them off. We already listed off the Lady Tigers. We're all ready for this game. Hollis is in the maroon. The Cardinals are in the red. So we've had the tip-off. It got knocked out of bounds. Our first possession of the game. Hollis goes up. The shot gets put up. It's a miss. Buller fights for the rebound against Riley. She'll come away with it. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Cardinals. The Lady Cardinals defense holds on the first possession. Now, Cardinal fans will recognize the Hollis Tiger name. Hollis has joined the district of B1 football, and so we did play them this year. We went on the road, took on the Tigers, had a hard loss to end the regular season. We'll be facing off against them for the near future. Right now, facing off, Shelby Moses faces up to the basket, goes up, can't quite get the shot to fall, and the rebound gets pulled away. Coming down the other way, Copeland looks out on the edge, gets it to Robinson. Robinson goes baseline. Ball ends up out of bounds, last touched by Robinson. Here come your Lady Cardinals. Post will bring the ball down. Hollis looks to be setting up in a 3-2. That's an interesting choice. Oh, Shelby Moses takes the pass at the high post, gets stripped of it. Coming the other way is Robinson. Robinson loses the ball on the way up and misses the shot. Rebound by the Cardinals. Weber kicking it out to Post. Post will reset the offense. Post has it up top again. Hollis is set up in a 3-2. Looks like they're intent to take away the three-point shot. That's an interesting choice. Yesterday, Shelby Moses really got to going on the inside, put up over 20 points, mostly on inside shots, added a couple of free throws. But maybe from the scouting, they know that Buller and Post and Boyd and on and on and on down the lineup can sink those threes with abandon. Foul on the outside. It's going to go against Robinson. Post will inbound it from underneath. Cardinals line up across the free throw line. Brianna Barrett's wide open. Puts in an easy shot. Brianna looked like she hesitated a minute. She might have thought so too. That looked almost too easy. Cardinals put a 2-2-1 press on Hollis. Canute yesterday pressed Hollis, and it worked very well. And the Cardinals, in facing off against Byrne Flatdale City, had a lot of success with the press as well. Nice little drive into the middle by Macy Copeland. She pulls up for the jumper, gets it to fall, and it's a tie game, 2-all. Post will bring the ball down. Moses is at the high post. Coach Smaltz sends the girls into a 4-out. Brianna is in the corner now. Looks like they'll try to free things up for Shelby. Sure enough, that's exactly what happens. Shelby gets another good look at the basket, splits the defenders, doesn't get the shot to fall. We'll take that opportunity every time we can get it, though, with Shelby Moses a couple of feet out from the basket. Ball stalls out in the short corner. It's Scorpy. And Coach Hightower's going to go ahead and use the first of her timeouts, talk things over with the Lady Tigers. Scorpy had gotten into the short corner, stalled out, and it looked like it might be a 5-second count if she didn't get rid of the ball. Here's your Cardinal cheerleaders. All right. Hollis will be inbounding it right underneath the bucket. This can be a dangerous situation. Cardinals have struggled a little bit on inbounds underneath the bucket. Copeland drives inside, post, strips her of the ball. You can call it a block, you can call it a deflection, but you can definitely call it a Cardinals possession out of that. Weber out to post, post into Moses at the high. Around the way to Buller. Buller's wide open, puts it up for three. It's a miss. Weber scrambles, knocks it out to post. Kemper puts it up for three. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You cannot leave Kemper post open unless you want to allow 3 points to the Cardinals. Kemper gives the Cardinals a 5-2 lead. Riley drives in. Brianna Barrett moves just a little bit at the last moment. Rotates her hips a little bit as she takes the contact. Doing so will cause a foul to be called on Brianna. The shot will go in for Riley. It's going to make it 5-4. Riley puts up the free throw, gets it to fall. Hollis has tied it up at 5 points apiece. Kemper post brings it down. Again, Hollis staying in that 3-2 zone. It's leaving Shelby Moses open at that high post if the Cardinals want to take advantage of that opportunity. Weber out to Buller. Buller drives inside. The problem with the 3-2, it's going to leave that paint wide open, and Abby Buller shows you exactly what an offense can do against a 3-2. She puts the jumper in at 7-5. Hollis breaks through the Cardinal press, and then a nice three-point shot by Morgan Robinson. Sorry, they're going to call it a 2. 7-all. Yesterday was a slow start for the Lady Cardinals. Their defense held well, but it was an explosion right toward the end of the second quarter that set the Cardinals on their way to the rout over the Lady Eagles from Burns Flat. Buller drives baseline, gets it to Moses. Moses again can't get the shot to fall. There's a lot of contact on Shelby as she comes inside. Post drives in, hits Shelby. Shelby goes up, still can't break the ice on that bucket, but she's going to get to go to the free throw line. Hopefully that'll get the senior started. A lot of players just need to get one through the net before they can get things going. And we saw Shelby get hot as a pistol, hot as a, I don't know what you want to call it, but Shelby was just throwing it in from all over the place close to the bucket. Shelby gets her first points with that free throw. That means every one of the starters now has at least one bucket. Shelby makes them both. Cardinals lead 9-7. Every starter has scored for the Cardinals. Cardinals go back to the 2-2-1 press. Tatum Boyd has come in. Megan Weber will take a break. If the Cardinals are going to press, they'll need to go ahead and rotate through that bench. Riley goes baseline, can't get the shot to fall. Morgan Robinson's there for the rebound. Cardinals look to be in a 2-3 or else they're matching up in the zone. That is exactly what they're doing. They're matching up in a man-to-man, not a zone. Boyd's out on the edge on Cummins. They throw it in, looking for Scorpy. Buller is there. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. Yesterday, Buller just looked like she was taking offense to every ball that came near her, deflecting balls out of bounds. Ended up with a total of 4 blocks by our count. That is unofficial, but you can credit statistician extraordinary Ella Buller with it. You can credit Kemper Post with that steal. Johnny on the spot. She's ready when there's a loose ball. Takes it the length of the floor. Gets the transition layup to sink. Draws the foul on it, and she gets a chance for the and one. Kemper Post making the most of that opportunity. She'll draw the first foul on Presley Riley, and it's the third team foul on the Lady Tigers. Kemper completes the three-point play, giving her a total of 5. The Cardinals now have a 5-point lead, 12-7. Sorry, Kemper has 6.
There's a three-pointer, a field goal.
Riley out on the edge, working against Buller. Post going against Cummins. They put it out on the corner. In the post. Shot's a miss. Tatum Boyd has it. Here come the Cardinals in transition. They got a 4-on-2. Nicely done. Copeland comes behind Boyd. Tips it away from her, right into Scorpy's hands, but then Scorpy doesn't handle it properly and will get a traveling call. So the Cardinals get away with it right there. Hollis with their hustle had knocked the ball away. Post wide open on the baseline, can't get the fall. Shelby Moses right there. Moses now picking up where she left off yesterday. A quick 2 points. Cardinals lead 14-7. Shots are starting to fall quick. We'll see if the Cardinals can open up a big lead here on the the Hollis Lady Tigers. Riley has it, working against Moses. This Hollis team, I warned you, any one of them can get hot. By the same token, some of them do struggle with getting cold. We'll see if somebody rises to the occasion here. Buller goes for the rebound after a Robinson miss, and she'll get fouled by Copeland. The senior comes over the back of Buller. That is now 4 team fouls, and the second on Copeland. That's big. Copeland's the lone senior out on the floor right now for Hollis. Hollis is going to need all the leadership that they can muster, taking on a tough Panhandle team here. Emily Estes has now come in. Buller's wide open. She'll go ahead and put up that 3. Kemper Post earlier put in the three-pointer. They'd left her alone for a little bit too long. That's the danger of running a zone, folks. The zone allows you to cover a lot of things, but it spreads you thin. And Abby Buller and Kemper Post have been able to take advantage of that zone, putting in three-pointers from outside, and the Cardinals now holding on to a 10-point lead. Here's your Cardinal cheerleaders. All right, coming out of the timeout, we'll see who we've got. Looks like Coach Schmaltz didn't sub anybody, so we can expect to see Post, Buller, Moses, Boyd, and Estes coming onto the floor. That's 2 timeouts now taken by Coach Hightower. She's going to have to do what she can to try and get things slowed down here. Cardinals have dumped a 17-point quarter on top of these Lady Tigers. We'll see if these Tigers can swim. Scorpio will be throwing it in. Cardinals still in the zone. Looks like they've switched to a 1-2-1-1. That is your announcer's favorite zone. They like to call it the key. Puts a lot of pressure in the front court. Hollis gets the ball down, but you'll notice they quickly took a shot, quickly missed it. Cardinals in transition, quickly score the other way. 19 points now in the first quarter. Buller tries to take it away, and referees are going to remind her you got to have position if you're going to reach. That'll be the first foul on Abby, only the second team foul on the Lady Cardinals. First one against Brianna Barrett. Cardinals matching up. They've got 4 people in the front court. Boyd steals the pass intended for Cummins. Post has it on the outside. Lady Cardinals here just trying to pour things on. Everything's coming up roses so far. Post has it on the outside. Moses is really working. Buller will get it to her. Moses puts it up, can't get it to fall. Estes goes for the rebound. It's going to get tipped out by Robinson, and the Cardinals will have the ball under the bucket. Barrett and Weber will come back in. Moses and Post will take a seat. Coach Schmaltz working the rotation, keeping these Lady Cardinals fresh. Winner of this game tomorrow gets to take on the Texoma Red Devils. I can tell you these Lady Cardinals are chomping at the bit to avenge the 3 losses they had against the Red Devils earlier this year, but there's a lot of game left to play before we can get there. Brianna Barrett takes the pass from Buller. Lady Cardinals now working the inside opportunities. Brianna goes up, gets fouled on it. She's going to get to shoot 2. Brianna, she might fool you. You can see her down there. You can see the strength and power of the 2-time reigning discus state champion. But Brianna's also a tremendous free throw shooter. I might have jinxed her on that. She'll get ready to put in her second. Brianna's a tremendous free throw shooter. Also can put in the three-pointer. You won't tend to see her do it in a game. She tends to save those for practice and the three-point shooting contest that Coach Schmaltz puts on. Cardinals now at 20 points. Putting up a big quarter here on top of the Lady Tigers. This Lady Tiger team struggles to score. Lady Cardinals, if they keep this pace up, it's going to make the probability of the Tigers staying in this game look a little bit longer and longer and longer. Lady Tigers do have 5 team fouls to only 2 for the Lady Cardinals. Boyd's got the ball up top again. Brianna's working inside. Lady Tigers have adjusted the defense a little bit. They come out to pressure Buller. Buller hits Estes. Beautiful pass. Estes, fantastic hands, hauls it in, puts in another 2 points, and it's a 22-point quarter. Here goes Riley. She's done a great job in transition earlier in the game. Put in a nice jumper, but this one's a miss. Robinson's there to haul it in, though. Robinson picks it up in the corner. Weber's all over. The 5 count's working. She throws it away. Buller's got the steal. Nice job on defense. Here comes Boyd in transition. She'll go up, and she's going to nail that shot. Get a chance to give the Cardinals a 25-point quarter and draw the foul on Riley. Cardinals just all over the Lady Tigers here. It's a 15-point game already. 24-point quarter. In case you're keeping track, that's 1/4 of the way to 100. Lady Cardinals, we'll start talking scoring a little bit later on. It's a bit early. Don't want to jinx things, but we got the right matchup here. Lady Cardinals just having the chance to run up and down the court right now. And Tatum makes it a 25-point quarter. Early in the season, the Cardinals put up over 30 on Beaver in a quarter. That was a much different team than this. Those Beaver Dusters wouldn't quite match up competition-wise with this Lady Tiger team. There's post, and another 2 points, 27-point quarter. Cardinals up by 20 already. Boyd tips another pass. Barrett's on the floor for it. I tell you what, they may have a 20-point lead, but you're seeing every bit of hustle these Lady Cardinals can muster. Great job. Let's see these Cardinal cheerleaders. If you're not worked up already, they'll get you even more amped, and then we'll talk about some statistics. All right, your stats, and there's a lot of them. Kemper Post already has 10 points, 1 rebound, 2 steals, and a block. Buller's got 5 points, 1 of them's a 3. Post also has a 3. Buller has 2 rebounds, a foul, a shot, and a block. Shelby Moses has 4 points, 2 of them free throws, 4 rebounds. Tatum Boyd, 3 points, 1 of them's a free throw, 2 rebounds, a steal, and an assist. Weber's not on the stat line yet, it's been doing great on defense. Barrett has 3 points, 1's a free throw. Also a rebound, and Estes has 2 points. Lady Cardinals just all over the Lady Tigers so far. We'll see if they can keep up that pace. 27-7 though. Here's an outside shot. It is a miss. Barrett goes to tip it and knocks it out of bounds. Starting out the second quarter, you've got Barrett, Boyd, Weber, Estes, and Post. Buller and Moses will take a break for a moment. Coach Smalt's working that rotation, keeping these young ladies fresh. Tell you what, with a pace like that, they're going to need it. Promise Tubbs has come in for the Lady Tigers. The rest of the lineup is on the floor. You've got Presley Riley still out there. Kara Cummins is still out there. Tori Wisenett has joined the fray for the Lady Tigers. Barrett, wide open. Fantastic pass. I think it was Boyd that gave it to her. Beautiful job by the Lady Cardinals finding their post players and helping setting them up for success. Boyd and Barrett work for the double team, trying to draw a charge on Copeland. Barrett goes down. Tell you what, it's not an easy thing for Brianna to take a charge. She's so strong when they come in. I think a lot of refs may not give her credit. Brianna had some nice positioning there, but you kind of have to crumple and bounce off of the ball carrier when they're coming in. Barron will take a seat. She does have 2 fouls. That's the lone negative for the Cardinals in any possible way you can measure so far. But she'll take a seat and rest those 2 fouls. Buller and Moses will come back in. It's a miss on the free throw. Estes has it. Cardinals leading by 21, 29-8. Buller hits Weber on the backside. Weber misses the layup. Estes can't quite get to the rebound. But then Riley ends up throwing it out of bounds, and it'll be Cardinal ball again. Buller has it up top. Hollis is doing something a little different here. They're stretching Tubbs out all the way to match up with Buller, but they've still got a zone down below. They might be running some sort of a T or a diamond and 2. We'll have to see. They're chasing. Oh, no, they're in a man-to-man. They just had sagged off down low. Ball gets knocked out again. Tell you what, defensive changeup kind of helped the Tigers out here. They're slowing things down here for the Cardinals, knocking some balls out of bounds. Buller gets it into post. Lady Cardinals have played against a lot of teams that run man-to-man this year. Now they've switched back into a zone. Or they're just doing a help side man is what they're doing. Sorry. Nice job there. Buller trying to get it over the top to Moses. It was a beautiful idea. She just needed to get a little bit more air under that ball. Shelby can't haul it in after it gets tipped, and it goes out of bounds and back to the Tigers. Cummins looks to throw it in. Somebody trying to get open, and Buller will step in front of it. Buller got surprised by it. Deflects it out of bounds. Had a chance for a steal, but I don't think she was quite ready for that pass being just right in the middle of her. Earlier in the game, Brianna Barrett got so wide open, she actually paused for a moment before putting the ball up. I think Buller had a little bit of the same sort of reaction. They find Promise Tubbs down the court. Hollis does a good job of getting through the Cardinals' pressure, but then misses the shot. Post scrambling for it. Estes tries to get a hand on it. Well, the bodies are hitting the floor here. Riley comes away with it and hits a three. Buller had gotten to Riley, but just a moment too late. Riley sinks a three, and Hollis gets a little bit of a lift. They're needing something to try and get back in this game. Cardinals with 18-point lead. Weber penetrates, then dishes out to Moses. Up top to Buller over on the side. Post is wide open. That's dangerous. Post doesn't hit it, but Weber's ready on the backside for the rebound. Scramble for the ball. Post has it up top. Buller's got it over to Weber in the corner and back up to Buller. Post has it up top. Looks like it might be a 1-3-1 here. They've adjusted the defense. Cardinals are having to figure out what to do with it here. Post penetrates all the way to the high post, hands it off to Estes. Back up top to Buller. Post has it. They hit Estes the high post. Estes can't hold on to it, and the loose ball ends up stolen. Promise Tubbs has it coming the other way. Buller ends up tipping the ball. She actually blocked that. Rebound. Copeland comes in, and Copeland's going to get fouled. Change my Zoom to one. No. Change it to one. Change it. Go in the settings. Yeah. It was not a shooting foul. It was on the floor. That foul was on Shelby. That's the fourth team foul on the Cardinals, only the first on Shelby. Copeland's got it again. Copeland so far has looked to be the biggest threat. Riley has hit the three. Post has the rebound. Here we go again. Cardinals in transition. Moses up the court to Buller. Buller puts it in for transition bucket again. The Cardinals slowed down a little bit here after the 27-point first quarter. They've only scored 4 through the first 3 minutes of this. That may sound disappointing to you, but when you look at that scoreboard, Cardinals are at a 20-point lead right now, 31-11. Hollis has adjusted. Cardinals now will see what the Lady Tigers have to do here. Boyd tips a pass intended for Copeland, comes in, gets it, can't get the shot to fall, but Copeland's going to draw a foul. I think that's going to be 3 on Copeland. We'll see when they put it up on the board. That is 3 on Copeland. That's huge. The senior will have to take the seat. She's been a tremendous player so far. She's been their biggest weapon. But she'll have to take a seat. Coming in for her is Scorpy. Boyd puts in the first. Misses the second. Buller's there for the rebound. Cardinals will pull it back out again. Buller's got it. Kicks across to Boyd. Backside to Weber. Post wide open. Puts it up. A lot of contact, but Post will put in a nice little finger roll from about 8 feet out. And the Cardinals have the lead now, 34-11. Buller steps in front of the pass, puts up a jumper, and just like that, it's another 2 points. Coach Hightower's got to do something, and her only move right now is to call her third timeout. Hollis just doing whatever they can. You'd say they're holding on by tooth and nail, but they're the Tigers, so we'll have to say tooth and claw. Here's your Cardinal cheerleaders while I look for some more analogies to butcher. All right, Lady Tigers will have it underneath underneath our bucket. They're down by 25 now here. Guys, I think we're going to get a chance to see our JV tonight. I always love getting to watch the younger players getting to come in, getting our depth, getting the chance to get some experience here. There's a lot of game left to be played. Promise Tubbs breaks through the Cardinal press. Now remember, presses don't have to be about turnovers. They can be about trying to adjust the tempo of your opponent. Hollis comes down and puts up a quick shot. Not quite sure if that's what Coach Hightower had in mind. Cardinals get the rebound again. Cardinals have a massive rebounding edge so far. Moses puts up another shot. Yesterday, she was on fire. Today, she struggled a little bit, but today she's got her Cardinal teammates providing a little bit of help and helping to keep things going. Ball's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Tigers. So I mentioned it earlier. Moses pouring in about 26 points yesterday. I don't remember the exact count. We can take a look for that at halftime. And today she's not quite able to get those same shots to fall. Buller ends up unintentionally blocking a shot just going straight up. They recover the rebound. This time Robinson's going to go up, put up a nice looking little jumper, but nobody's there to rebound for the Lady Tigers, and so Tatum Boyd will take it. Kemper Post Kemper Post, let's try it again. Snuck down court. Boyd hits her quickly. Post gets fouled, putting up another shot, and now the Lady Tigers have 8 fouls. So, insult on top of injury here. Lady Tigers struggling to keep up with the pace that the Lady Cardinals are putting on them. And it's starting to show in the foul count as Hollis has now racked up 8 fouls, and that's now 2 on Scorpy.
3 of their starters have at least 2 fouls.
Our statistician extraordinaire, Ella Buller, reminding us and highlighting that 3 different Hollis Tigers starters now have at least 2 fouls.
And 4 out of 5 have.
And 4 out of the 5 of the starters have at least 1 foul. 37-11 now, a 26-point deficit. Hollis has it in the corner. Robinson likes that right side corner. A lot of times you go to the corner trying to open things up inside. Cardinals aren't cooperating, though, with that offensive set. Knock the ball out of bounds. Scorpio will have to throw it back in. Boyd's all over Robinson. They try to go to her anyway. Robinson's got it in the corner. Gets it in to Cummins. Cummins puts it up, misses it. And a rare but valued offensive rebound for the Hollis Tigers. Wisenen is there and able to get the rebound and put it in. Buller goes baseline. She'll put up the shot. A lot of contact on that. They didn't call any of it. Buller gets her own rebound, gets it out to Post. Post will put it up and hit another jumper. Well, Post had a nice game yesterday, and she hit double figures too. I think she might have got 9. Oh, Buller steps in front of another pass, gets another steal. Can't get it to fall, but this time Moses is there, so even when the Cardinals are missing, it's just providing extra rebounding stats for them. Wisenen sneaks behind the Cardinal defense, but tell you what, Tatum Boyd, good luck sneaking past her. Boyd is able to get back in front and block the shot. She will pick up the foul, though. So Boyd will pick up her first foul. That's going to send Wisenen to the line. She'll be shooting 2 here. Cardinals up 41-13, out big on Hollis. If you remember when I went through the pregame and running through some stats for you, this Lady Tigers offense has not been able to score very often over 40. They've done it a handful of times. They've hit 50 4 different times. Lady Cardinals, though, have been hitting 60 and 70 along the way here. And with the press working the way it is and Cardinals hot on shooting and rebounding the way they are, we could see another 70-point night here coming for the Cardinals. Wisenen gets the rebound, takes a Hollis Tiger rebound, goes to the hole, can't get her shot to fall, ends up recovering the ball, but trying to save it, throws it off her teammate. I think it was Scorpy she bounced it off of. Hollis is going to go to a 2-2-1 press here. We'll see what the Cardinals do with that. Cardinals have faced a lot of presses. Texoma Red Devil 2-2-1, we all know, can be really challenging to navigate. Kemper Post, though, going to take it right down the lane. I tell you what, if the Cardinals can hit the layups, this game would be a lot easier, but the offensive rebounding is negating most of the misses. They're going to go down floor to Tubbs. Let's watch the speed here. Boyd and Weber can't quite catch up to Tubbs, but they sure close ground. Tubbs is able to get a cherry-picking, nice little layup out of it. Moses goes down the lane. Cardinals again getting to the line after getting a close-in shot, penetrating deep into the Hollis Tiger defense. That is now a foul on Cummins, and all 5 starters have a foul for the Lady Tigers. They have 9 fouls total. And it is only the starters who have the fouls for the Lady Tigers. Moses puts it in, 45-15. It's a 30-point game now. Hollis has been running this and going for Hail Marys. Sometimes I'll use the old term cherry picking. That's what we called it whenever you try to sneak back behind the defense. Robinson working against Boyd. Pulls up, kicks it out on the corner, looking for Cummins. Cummins looks across the way. Tubbs tries to chase down a loose ball going out of bounds and can't get to it in time. Cardinals will have another possession. They're sitting at 45 points already, and it's only halfway through the game. We got 65 seconds left on the clock. Post, by the way, is sitting at 15 points already. Buller will hold up. Moses will bring it. Get it to Weber. Weber easily gets through the first layer of defense. Post hits Moses wide open, and Moses will drop it in. That'll give her 10 points. So we got 2 Cardinals already in double digits. We'll see who else will be able to join them before this game is over. Tubbs has it. Moses is matching up with her. Out to Wizenit. Post is matching up with her. Now to Scorpy. Buller on Scorpy. Tips it away. Post goes for the loose ball. Lady Tigers still have it. Cummins comes in. Can't get it over Buller. It gets blocked. But then it ends up in Robinson's hands after a scramble for a loose ball. Robinson puts it in, and it stays a 30-point deficit. Cardinals at 47 points now, and here comes Moses. She'll drop in another 2. She gets to go for the chance to give the Cardinals a nice, even 50-point half. That now makes it 3 fouls on Scorpy. Moses does it. 50 points for the Cardinals. Barry Switzer used to call it hanging half 100 on somebody. Tubbs has it in the front court. Buller with the clean block. 8 seconds left. Buller coming down. Watch her pass at the post. Sure enough, Post can't get it to fall. Buller going for the rebound but can't get it. And Tubbs ends up with that loose ball right before half. I tell you what, the Tigers are lucky. The one thing statistically that has been hurting the Lady Cardinals is we're just not making our layups. We've had a whole lot of offensive rebounds to make up for it, but just can't make the layups, and yet still sitting on a 33-point lead. Cardinal fans, I think we're going to get to watch some JV ball in the second half. I hope you're having fun at home. We don't want to look ahead, but I'm going to tell you we're going to start looking ahead. Both Texoma teams won today. Here's your Cardinal cheerleaders, though, before I ramble on. All right, let's go through some statistics. Clock. All right, let's get it on that scoreboard. I'm going to ramble on a little bit. All right, through the first half, Kemper Post sitting on 15 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, and 1 assist by our count. I'm sure our assist numbers for 1 are off because there have been some tremendous passing to first place in this game. Abby Buller's got 9, 6 rebounds, 1 foul, 3 steals, and the junior's sitting at 5 blocks already. She might be going for an unconventional triple-double in this game if she plays much into the third quarter. Shelby Moses at 13 points, 5 of it's free throws, 6 rebounds, 1 foul, and an assist. Tatum Boyd, 4 points, 2 of them are free throws, 3 rebounds, 1 foul, 2 steals, and 2 assists. Megan Weber, 1 bucket, 3 rebounds. Brianna Barrett, 5 points, 1 of them's a free throw, a rebound, and 2 fouls. Emily Estes, 2 points and a rebound. Cardinals with a huge, can I say huge edge in rebounding. They have just been abusing the Lady Tigers on the boards, even when they miss. Normally you can you can hope for about a 33% conversion rate on offensive rebounds. We don't have those kind of stats in front of us, but I got to tell you, we're getting over half our rebounds on missed shots. Lady Cardinals are just doing a fantastic job on that. So I told you we're going to look ahead just a little bit. This game might turn into a running clock in the fourth quarter if it stays. I mean, 33 points, guys. 33 points, okay? Texoma won today in a very close game against Navajo. Guys, matchups are weird, but this team that you're watching on the floor did beat Navajo twice this year. So that's a little bit strange, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how things go with what we're looking for with tomorrow. So the Lady Cardinals can expect here in Cheyenne, unless there's just an absolute collapse on the court, to go ahead and be facing against the Texoma Lady Red Devils. Lady Red Devils held on to the lead. They held off Navajo, who came hard charging, trying to win the game at the end, and great job by the Red Devils. After this game, our Turpin Cardinals will be taking on the Hollis Tigers. So both schools, we get a double feature against the Tigers today. And the winner of that game will also take on the Texoma Red Devils. Guys, we're going to take a little bit of a break here. We'll leave the clock on. Lady Cardinals, we can expect to see them coming out for warm-ups before too long. I'm going to get my camera angles adjusted correctly. And it'll be a good time to take a break. If you need a snack, if you need a bathroom break, if you need to go outside and jump up and down in the crisp, cool air, I tell you what, you're getting a treat here as the Lady Cardinals are hitting on all cylinders. We'll leave it open to watch both sides of the court for a couple of minutes. You got a little less than 6 minutes before your Lady Cardinals retake the court. We'll see if we get to watch some JV players out on the court. We'll get down into the depth and have some fun, and we'll see just what the Lady Cardinals can do. By the way, in case you're wondering, I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. You can call me a jinx if you want to. Lady Cardinals top score tonight, 71 points. I'm planning on la.
So I'm going to change it again.
All right, here we go for the second half, folks. Onto the floor, you've got, for the Cardinals, it's the starters. Buller, Barrett, Post, Moses, and Weber. Looks like it's the starters for the Tigers. Copeland's out there, and Scorpy, Robinson. Nicely done by the Tigers. Getting a bucket, 50-19. Hollis coming out and putting on the press here. They're not giving up. 31 points is tough, guys. There's no telling what that locker room was like. There might have been some tears shed. Kemper Post going to add to those tears. If they leave her open, guys, she just is unstoppable on that outside shot. That's 15 points now. Sorry, that's 18 points, I think, for Post. So she's looking at 2 dimes. Riley on a drive. Tell you what, Riley is really good off the drive. She gets into the lane well and has an interesting looking jumper. Buller gets a pass stolen by Copeland. Copeland, lone senior on the floor for the Tigers. They've got one other senior, Kaylee Pendergraph, but she's having to sit out. She's down on the sideline. She's got a broken leg, so her season ended early. Ball gets tipped by the Cardinals. Cummins is going to go ahead and throw it in underneath the bucket. Cardinals have to make sure they're tight here on their interior defense. Post working against Riley, and Riley's able to get another quick bucket. So nice little run here by the Tigers. Cardinals got to tighten things up here. Working against the press. Weber's got it. Ball gets tipped out of bounds by Robinson. Post has it up top, across the way to Buller. Buller looking at Moses. Hollis looks to be running a 2-1-2 right now. They're rotating around pretty well, though, making it kind of tough to get the bearings on it. But Shelby Moses has it inside, finds Weber wide open. Weber's just a little bit deep, though. So had an awkward angle trying to put the ball up. She misses the shot. Robinson's got it coming the other way. She looks inside for Scorpy, but the ball gets tipped away. Robinson comes away with it again. Robinson really loves that right side corner. And Riley's going to drive inside, put it up, and it looks like Brianna Barrett's going to pick up her 3rd foul. Sure enough, Brianna picks up 3. I think she's the only Cardinal with more than 1 foul. Statistician extraordinaire Ella Buller confirming that, yes, Brianna Barrett's the only Cardinal with more than 1 foul. She does have 3. Cardinals guarding a 30-point lead here. I'm not going to pretend with you and say that we're in danger, but the Cardinals do want to finish sharp. It's a miss on the shot. Robinson ends up with it, and the Cardinals end up giving away that rebounding edge that they had in the first half. And Hollis with a little bit of a run here. And getting that rebound kind of adds to it, giving them an extra possession or an extra chance. Miss on the pass. Copeland's got it up top, though. Copeland working up top against Weber. Out to Robinson. We'll see if Robinson makes her way over to that right side. She liked it a lot earlier in the game. Up top to Riley. Riley looks to drive, but Moses does a great job of herding her away from the lane. So back up top to Copeland. So Hollis showing a lot more patience here. That might be something that Coach Hightower was talking about with them at halftime. They were really struggling with the Cardinal defense and hurrying to get shots off. Buller trying to get another block, and she does block the shot, but they're going to go ahead and call the foul on that one. Referee was really close to it and saw that Abby had got a little piece of the arm. So Robinson's going to get to shoot 2 here. Trying to pull the lead back to inside of 30 points. Cardinals were started a little bit slow, if you'll remember in the first quarter. It's hard to remember anything going slow in this game when the Cardinals have piled up 53 points. That's exactly the case. Robinson makes the second. It's 53-24 now. Weber loses the ball. Hollis' little run here continues. We'll see if they add to it. And Brianna's going to pick up her 4th foul. Riley did a good job. Tell you what, Riley is managing to get deep into the defense and causes some problems. And the big problem she just caused was helping to draw the 4th foul on Brianna Barrett. Brianna's going to have to take a seat. Estes and Boyd are getting ready to come in. Weber and Barrett will take a seat. Riley makes the first free throw, gets to shoot another one. It's 53-25 now. Riley's at 11 points now. 11 points? Now Riley's sitting at 12. Post to Buller. Cardinals break the press easily. We got a fast break here if they want it. Boyd will go right on the... Oh, a lot of contact. Looks like the referees are going to try and let some clock run, at least when the Cardinals have the ball. Not quite sure what I feel about that. Riley's got it outside. Riley's going to go for a 3. Long carom. It's rebounded by Robinson. Moses strips it from her. Gets the ball, and it looks like Robinson's going to get called for a foul against Moses. Estes on the inbound. Out to Boyd. Boyd takes a couple dribbles, kicks to Estes. They go backside and off to the races we go. Post has it deep into the defense and kicks out for Buller. Cardinals will reset the offense. It's over to Boyd. Boyd's going to get fouled. Cummins is going to pick it up. In quickly to Moses. She gets her first shot block, gets her own rebound, goes up again, and gets fouled on the follow. So Shelby's going to get the chance to shoot 2 here. Cardinals still only issue they've had, other than Brianna picking up 4 fouls. By the way, big dagger for the Hollis Tigers. Copeland picks up her 4th. The senior's going to have to take a seat. Copeland's the lone senior for the Hollis Lady Tigers who's suited up tonight. Kaylee Pendergraph on the bench with an injury from earlier in the season. Moses makes one. That gives her 15 for the game. Last night it was Moses and Buller combining for over 40 points. Right now we've got Moses and Post combining for over 30. Moses does a great job, gets the steal, up the court to Boyd. Cardinals miss another layup. But like in the first half, they're there for the offensive rebound, padding those rebounding stats and getting the follow to fall. 57-26, it's a 31-point lead again. We'll see if the Cardinals defense start to key some more transition layups. Cardinals staying in their man-to-man here. Looks like they're trying to get a mismatch with Scorpy inside with Post. However, it's a missed shot. Buller comes away with the rebound. Boyd's wide open up the court. There's one of those cherry-picking opportunities. Tatum makes the most of it. Sinks the layup, and it's 59-26. Cardinals knocking on the door of 60 points, and we're only halfway through the 3rd quarter. Scorpy puts up the shot. It's a miss. Boyd's there. Boyd looks to outlet to Post, but Kemper didn't know that was a pass. So the loose ball's picked up by the Tigers and put in quickly. Buller's got it in the middle, out to Boyd. Boyd tries to go across the court to Moses. It's a nice idea, but there's a couple of Tigers in the way, and they kick the ball out of bounds. Post with a beautiful leading pass to Moses, and the woes at the short range continue to haunt the Cardinals. Loose ball, Cardinals pick it off. Post has it. Cardinals have a 2-on-3 here. Post hits Shelby. Shelby's going to go up with it. Shelby's going to draw a foul. Shelby's going to get to shoot 2 free throws. Great job there by the Cardinals. Post, by the way, has hit the 20-point mark after that follow a moment ago off of Tatum Boyd's miss. Shelby makes the first of her 2 free throws. That gives her, I think, 16. We're having a hard time trusting the scoreboard here. They're not able to keep up with this game and this pace, but your fantastic statistician who's sitting right next to me, every now and then you'll hear her commenting. She's able to keep up with that and more. Miss on the second, and Cardinals with that 32-point lead at 60-28. Out on the edge to Wisenit. Wisenit looks to get into the paint, puts up a shot. It's a miss. Shelby blocks out, and the ball's going to go out of bounds, and it's Cardinal ball. Shelby could have added those rebound totals. She's got to be getting close to a double-double.
Who, Shelby?
Yep.
Yeah, 3 rebounds away.
Shelby's sitting at 16 points and 7 rebounds, so. Post, wonderful pass to Moses. Moses contorts her body, puts up the shot, and gets it to fall 62-28. Moses has 18 now, so we're looking to see potentially 2 Cardinals get into 2 Bills territory. Riley up top. Tubbs looks to penetrate a little bit, picks it up at the high post. Boyd goes for a loose pass to Scorpy. Scorpy hangs on to it. Riley's got it in the corner. She goes baseline, puts up a nice-looking shot. I tell you what, Presley Riley is really good off the dribble. Nice-looking shooting there. Buller's got it in the middle, out to Boyd. I tell you what, the pace that the Cardinals have, it's just a fast break every time Hollis tries to press. Hollis is forced to press to try and speed things up. But the problem is that they're getting fouls, or else the Cardinals are getting offensive rebounds. And so the Cardinals are capitalizing on the fast pace of the game. Boyd gets the first one to fall at 63 now. 63-30. Hollis has stayed in close pace with the Cardinals here. Cardinals may be looking to open it up a little bit. Toward the end of the quarters is when they've really started to get hot. It's a 34-point game now after Boyd hits both. That gives her 8 on the game. Barrett and Weber getting ready to come back in. Estes goes for a pass, can't quite get it. Scorpy comes away from it, drives inside, can't get the shot to fall. Boyd tries knocking the ball loose, and then it's Riley again. Riley leading the way here. She's got 14 now for the Lady Tigers. Riley putting on a show, trying to keep Hollis in this game. But with a 30-point deficit late in the third quarter, I think it's almost a done deal. Boyd to Buller. In the middle there, they just don't have an answer for what Buller can do. She takes off as soon as she gets the ball. Finds Estes as the trailer. It's out on the edge to Buller. Boyd's got it up top. Ball gets knocked loose, and then Robinson can't pick it up and knocks it out of bounds. Cardinals will have it over on the edge, right in front of Coach Schmaltz, Coach Biebermeyer. Coach Biebermeyer getting ready to have his boys face off against the Hollis Tigers in the game right after this. Estes puts up a nice-looking high-post shot but can't get it to fall. Tubbs has the rebound, comes the other way, puts up a shot. Rebound by the Tigers. And then a travel by Robinson after the rebound. Sometimes it's your night and sometimes it's not. We're getting to see it happen both ways here. Cardinals hitting on almost all cylinders here. And Lady Tigers just struggling. Can't get their shots to fall. Can't seem to get the loose balls into their grasp. Buller picks it up and finds Barron on the lob. Barrett can't get it to fall. And again, the short shots are a struggle for the Cardinals. Weber, though, beautiful little hook. Puts it in, and it's 66-32. Cardinals in a slow quarter. I say that. Put that in your quotation marks. Cardinals with only a 16-point third quarter here. Put up 50 points in the first half. 27 in the first quarter, if you remember back that far. Estes knocks away a ball intended for the high post. Cardinals scramble for it. Weber ends up with the steal. Buller's got an eye on the outside. Buller to Boyd out in the corner. Boyd comes in, puts up a nice-looking little jumper, drains it. And I think Boyd's going to enter double-figure territory, too. That's now 3 Cardinals with double digits. Boyd's got 10. Buller might be our next if she stays in for the 4th. We got just 3 seconds left here. Riley puts up the shot. It's a miss. And Cardinals will take a seat up by 36 points here in regional play. Cardinals just having everything go right here. Here's your Cardinal cheerleaders. Celebrate a little bit, Cardinal fans.
Shows that I only have them with 18.
Okay. Got to run through some stats here. Kimber Post is sitting at 20, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, a block, and an assist. Abby Buller, 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 fouls, 3 steals, and 5 blocks. Shelby Moses, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 1 foul, 2 steals, a block, and an assist. Tatum Boyd, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 foul, 2 steals, 2 assists. Megan Weber, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. Feel like an auctioneer at this point. Brianna Barrett, 5 points, rebound, 4 fouls, and a block. Emily Estes, a bucket, a rebound. All right, here we go, 4th quarter. Cardinals have Buller, Barrett, and Boyd. The Killer Bees are together for the moment. You've got Estes and Weber out there with them. Boyd's in the corner. Kicks it back up to Buller. It's a loose ball. Looks like we're going to have a backcourt violation. Hollis will get the ball in the corner. Cardinals have struggled a bit with inbounds plays in some of their previous games, but tonight have been fantastic on them. Copeland's got it. She's back in. She's playing with 4. Estes blocks a shot. Buller comes away with the rebound. They're trying to double-team Buller. She'll kick it on the outlet to Weber. Weber's got it now. Into the front court, and Tubbs will steal a pass. Weber telegraphed it just a little bit and promised Tubbs is able to take away the pass and go the length of the court for a transition layup. 68-34, 34-point lead for the Cardinals. Buller has it, picks it up short of the double team, gets it to Weber. Back to Buller. Looks like a 1-3-1 here for Hollis. Boyd's wide open, looks to add to her point total. It kisses the glass just a bit, and the freshman sinks it. That gives her a total of 13 points, and the Cardinals break 70. They're tied for their season high with 71 points. I have a feeling we'll end up setting a new season high. Moses and Post getting ready to come back in. Cummins goes for it, can't get it to fall. Here's Buller. Buller's going to go for double figure land too. She'll get it. So now 4 Cardinals in double digits. Buller and Boyd, Moses and Post, all with at least 10 points. Post leading the way with 20. Moses right behind her with 18. Copeland kicks it out on the edge for Tubbs. Tubbs tries to add to her total. Barrett will get the rebound, tries to get the outlet out to Boyd. Cummins knocks it out of bounds, and the Cardinals will retain possession. Barrett into Post. And Coach Schmaltz is going to go ahead and start bringing in some of the younger players. First one in relief is Hadley Campbell. Abby Buller's probably done for the night. Post to Moses. We'll see if the senior can rack up some more stats tonight. Copeland's got it into the front court. Vanessa Perkins has come in for the Tigers. Copeland's there in the corner. She goes to the short corner, kicks it out on the edge to Cummins, and it's back to Copeland. Up top to Tubbs. Tubbs looks for an opening against Moses. Moses did a good job there on defense. Hadley going for the rebound, struggling against Copeland. Sorry, that's not Copeland, that's Lana Earls. So Earls also come in. So it looks like Coach Hightower's starting to bring in some of her depth. Copeland matching up with Post. Cardinals have stayed in the man-to-man the entire time here tonight. Hollis hasn't shown the ability to hit the three-point shot to pull up to give us a reason not to play zone. But we've just been playing man, staying hot, keeping things ready to go, and keeping the girls tuned up. Shelby Moses will take a seat, probably for the night. 5:11 left, and the senior takes a seat. What do we have as a total for Shelby?
18 points,
18 points and 7 rebounds. A foul, 2 steals, a block, and an assist. So great night for the senior, following up the 26 from last night. Campbell tips the ball. Copeland's able to rein it in. Barrett is able to block the shot, get the rebound, get it up the court. Here comes Post. Post will go up for it. Cardinals again struggling with the layups. Cardinals sitting at a 39-point lead right now, 73-34. Perkins drives in, kicks out to Tubbs. Tubbs comes in, Boyd helps stop her, but Tubbs puts a beautiful-looking jumper off the glass and in. Post working against Tubbs now. Hollis looks like it's still in that 1-3-1. Tell you what, it did work to take us out of the three-point shot. Marlene Hernandez is coming to the game. She gets the ball, gets in deep, can't get an opening to put her shot up, looks out in the corner for Boyd, and the pass gets stolen. You still got several starters out there for the Hollis Tigers. Copeland's one of them. She's going to go up. Kemper Post isn't going to let her have that shot. Kemper challenges, gets a hold of Copeland's arm, and Copeland will have to earn those 2 points the hard way. That's only the first foul on Tatum. Other than Brianna, the Cardinals, on Kemper. Other than Brianna, none of the Cardinals in any sort of foul trouble. Copeland misses the first free throw. Cardinals defense has just been tremendous tonight. None of the Lady Tigers, other than Riley, have been able to get going. Nobody else with more than 6 points for the Tigers. And in the meantime, 4 different Cardinals have at least 10 points. Post picks it up, gets it to Campbell. Campbell's got it. Looks into the corner for Boyd. Boyd has to make an athletic play to hold on to it. Hadley's pass just a little bit high. In the scramble for the ball, we got a turnover. Boyd scrambling for a ball, trying to knock it away from Cummins, and she does. Post ends up with the steal. Post coming the other way. She'll pull it out. Cummins charges in on her, but Post holds on to it. Hits Boyd on the backside wing. Boyd looks for Campbell. It gets kicked by Tubbs, but they're going to go ahead and let things play here to keep the clock running. 3.5 left to go. Boyd to Post. Post is open for a 3. It gets tipped a little bit. So blocked shot. Rebound ends up in Earls' hands. Earls working against Campbell. Earls puts up a jumper. It's a miss. Rebound for Post. Kemper getting a lot of work here. She and Barrett, the lone starter, still on the floor for the Lady Cardinals, just keeping the offense moving, keeping things tied together. You do have 2 more Cardinals at the starters table getting ready to come in. Barrett takes a nice pass from Boyd, puts in the easy shot. Copeland now working her way back into the front court. Two and a half left to go, and Barrett's going to go ahead and round out her foul count. She'll have to take a seat with 5. I don't think Brianna wanted to allow the easy shot. You saw a moment earlier, Kemper Post did the exact same thing. Copeland was coming in for an easy shot, and Kemper was determined not to let her have it and make her earn it as free throws. So looks like Brianna might have had the same strategy. Copeland's going to go to the line. She will be shooting 2. It is 6 total fouls on the Cardinals, and the Cardinals' point total, as you can see, now it's 75 points. Not sure what the discussion is, but there was a little bit going on at the scores table. Coach Schmaltz is going to go ahead and take out the rest of the top 7. On the floor right now, you got Hadley Campbell, Marlene Hernandez, whoops, guys. We'll get that figured out here. All right, sorry about that. Had to fix the tripod issue. All right, Copeland over on the edge to Wisnett. Wisnett drives in. Robinson was wide open, but the pass just off Robinson's hands. All right, let's run through who our Cardinals are on the floor. We've got some younger ones subbed in here. We've got Alexa Aquino, Valerie Ponce, Kylie Burgess, Marlene Hernandez, and Hadley Campbell came in a little bit earlier. So getting to see some future starters out there on the floor. Cardinal depth coming into play as we get into the last 2 minutes of this game. Made shot there. Hadley Campbell brings it into the front court. Made shot for the Lady Tigers. Here's Ponce going the other way. Aquino's got it on the edge, looking inside for Burgess. Loose ball, Hernandez comes away with it, puts up the shot, it's a miss. Ponce scrambles for it, can't grab it. Riley's got it. Official timeout, gonna go ahead and let some more of the Cardinal bench come in. Brenda Lazama, Alexis Barrett, and Mia Ortiz enter the court. Ponce's got it underneath the basket to Barrett. Cardinals up 75-42, 33-point lead here. Hollis does still have starters on the floor working against our JV squad. Some of these players are playing their very last game. Or sorry, one player in particular playing her last game. That's Macy Copeland, number 4, Macy Copeland. Talking to Hollis earlier in the week and then tonight getting some information. Macy Copeland, one of those gym rat girls. A lot of you guys can relate to that, a lot of you parents. Macy was one of those girls that'd be in the gym all by herself. Young lady playing in her last game. Didn't go the way she wanted, but only one team gets to finish their season with a win in Class A. Lazama's got it, looks for Ponce. Loose ball, scramble. Lazama trying to catch up to it, and ball gets knocked out of bounds. Ponce to Barrett. Barrett's got it up top. 22 seconds left. Riley goes for the steal. Grabs a loose ball. Robinson in the front court. She'll put up the layup and in. 75-46. Hollis has managed to keep it from being a 40-point game. Brought it back down to 31 points. Clock's going to expire right here. Barrett's going to take a last shot, but it's going to get blocked. Riley's not going to allow that. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry about that. We'll get it fixed before the next game starts. Lady Cardinals end up winning big. We'll get your stats here in just a minute. Lady Cardinals will move on to face Texoma tomorrow. We already know that matchup. That game will be tomorrow afternoon. I do not know the time. I'm thinking it's a 1:30. Ella Buller, not just our statistician extraordinaire, she's also our scheduler. She knows that it's a 1:30 game, so we'll have that game for you tomorrow. Here come your boys coming onto the floor. This game is scheduled to start at 7:30. We're a little bit ahead of schedule, so we'll have more than a 15-minute break here. You're going to see some craziness with the clock, and with the camera, and I apologize, but I'm going to have to do a little bit of craziness to get things working correctly here. By the way, update all of the donations that you guys have been doing, helping out and just being so generous. The equipment has started to arrive, so just a little bit, one more incentive. Of course, we want to win, but we will definitely be able to break out all of the brand new equipment for games next week. I'll post some pictures when we get the full setup in, but I got tripods and headphones and mixers and all sorts of wonderful things. You guys have been so generous helping out with these live streams. I think we got our stats ready to go. Again, I pardon the camera. I'll take care of it here in a second. All right, your statistics. Kemper Post ended the game with 24 rebounds, a foul, 4 steals, a block, and an assist. Abby Buller ended with 11, 8 rebounds, 2 fouls, 3 steals, and 5 blocks. Shelby Moses ended up with 18, 7 rebounds, a foul, 2 steals, a block, and an assist. Tatum Boyd, 13 points, 4 rebounds, a foul, 2 steals, and 3 assists. Megan Weber, 4 points, 4 rebounds, a steal. Brianna Barrett, 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Emily Estes, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and a block. Can you hold this? You hold that. My hardest. I want the kids to be proud. It is on. I'm not charged with it right now. Sorry guys, it's gonna be messy for just a little bit more. Okay, give me that.
Congratulations, one down.
Thank you, yes. Gosh, that was atrocious. We weren't charging. For some reason, that cord is not working, and I don't know why. It just stopped working.
Good sportsmanship is learned, practiced, and executed. Respect for the opponent, spectators, coaches, and officials are necessary at all levels of athletics and activity programs. At today's game, everyone's behavior should be characterized by generosity and genuine concern for others. Display good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Let's all do the right thing.
Cardinal fans, that was a lot of fun. We sure got our money's worth on that one. That was just an absolute pleasure. So here come our Cardinal boys gearing up. They're going to be taking on a Hollis team that shares the same record as the girls. This Hollis boys team, though, doesn't share too many similarities, though. They're a very deep team. They have a whole lot of players that can come in. They'll run about 9 deep, 10 deep. Now, that's not different than the Cardinals. But let me run through a couple of these players and what they've been able to do on this year. Now, they, like their girls, they have struggled when they've played the ranked teams. But unlike the Cardinals, we've been able to play ranked teams and play them close. Hollis has tended not to do that. The lone exception, though, Hollis just about pulled off a huge upset yesterday against Boone Apache. They were in their regionals after winning their district, beating Navajo and Snyder. They took on Boone Apache at Boone Apache and just about won it. So now they've played some other teams that we've matched up against. They took on Merritt, we took on Merritt. They took on Moreland, we took on Moreland. In every one of the cases, the Cardinals outscored what they were able to do, but this team doesn't score a lot of points. This is a team that stays in the 40s and the mid-30s. With one exception, they put up 95 on a team named Blair. Blair's a Class B school, and I am not familiar with them at all. Can't speak to that at all. But 95-29, I can tell you what that looks like. It looks like the game you just got done watching. So this Hollis Tiger boys, though, they have a bunch of good players, and a whole lot of them are seniors. There are a ton of seniors on this team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seniors on this team. And all but one of them will make it in, sorry, all but 2 of them will make it in the rotation. All right. It's the anthem for the great state of Oklahoma. We'll let it play out. We'll be having starting lineups in a few minutes. Oh, I take it back. We're going to starting lineups right now. I'll jump into what this team is like here in a few as we get going with this game. Number 3, Brody Shelby. Number 4, Zach Mefford. These are both seniors. Number 10, senior Rowdy Randall. Number 21, Ray Cruz, the only junior in the starting lineup. And number 25, senior Braxton Wisenet. Hollis will be playing in the maroon just like their Lady Tigers did. Here come your Cardinal starters for this marquee game of the night.
And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the purple Cardinals.
Cardinals in their white jerseys. Number 0, senior Mario Hernandez.
Number 3, sophomore
Carson Peters.
Number 5,
senior Caden Moses. Number 10, junior Bryson Parker, and senior number 11, Jackson Hensley. Your Cardinals are coached by Garrett Biebermeyer, assisted by Travis Smaltz. So this team from Hollis, they may not score a lot of points, but they do have some really solid players. And as you noticed, a whole bunch of seniors. Cardinals might be the team that matches them on that kind of experience, though. Cardinals have 7 seniors, 5 of which make it into gameplay in the normal 2 deep. Players to watch for: number 3, Brody Shelby. Good 3-point shooter. Rowdy Randall also shoots threes. Number 10, Ray Cruz, 21, will also put it up from outside. They don't put up a lot of points, but it's not that they're bad shooters. As you can see, when we played them in football, this is a team that is known for being very patient. Got Randall on the outside. Pass off to number 4, Zach Mefford. Mefford drives in, puts up the shot, doesn't get it to fall, but he's going to draw the foul. That first foul is going to go against Carson Peters. First shot's a miss. Mefford getting ready to put up the second one. It's a make. Hollis on the board first. They lead 1-0. Cardinals on the year tend to be a tremendous third quarter team and sometimes start a little bit slow. Yesterday, they were pretty well knotted up through the entire first half before opening up the game in the second half. It was a 35-32 yesterday coming out of the first. Most of those points were 3-point shots. It'll be interesting to see. Tigers, as you can see, are in a zone. They're matching things up. Cardinals going for a double screen for Parker. He'll take a step in and put up the jumper. Doesn't get it to fall. Rebound goes to Wisenett. And here comes Brody Shelby bringing the ball down. This isn't a real tall team. It'll be interesting to see what their height looks like whenever we bring in Drew Bott. But the height seems to match up pretty closely with what we've got. We'll see what they do athleticism-wise. The two teams, when they played in football, Cardinals were down quite a bit as far as injuries go. Right now, the basketball team's in pretty good shape. One lone holdout from that, Austin Peters, just got some wisdom teeth taken out today. Hollis working hard in the paint, but then a travel, and it's going to be Cardinal ball. Cardinals not on the scoreboard yet. They trail by 1. Hollis sets up in a zone. Looks like they're in a 2-3. You've heard me harp on it before. The danger of the 2-3 is it opens up the 3-point line. Ball gets tipped. Mefford tries to save it. Can't quite do it, and the ball's going to be called out of bounds. It'll be Cardinal ball. Moses is going to throw it into Peters. Moses has it on the outside. Mefford matching up, putting a hand up in his face. Moses will kick it around to Peters. Backside for Hensley, and a 3-pointer from the senior gives the Cardinals the 2-point lead. I just talked about it a moment ago, that 2-3 zone. You're going to leave 1 of 2 spots open all of the time if the offense has any ball movement at all. Those 2 spots are the corner or out on the wing. So we'll see if Hollis is able to stay in a zone if the Cardinals get hot from behind the 3-point line. Shots a miss, rebound for Hensley. Peters penetrates into the zone, kicks it out on the edge to Moses. Back to Peters. Parker's giving a little bit of a screen. It looks like they're running a little bit of decoy action. They get it in deep to Peters. Peters ends up getting tied up just a little bit with Wisenett and then puts up the shot. There'll be a foul on Wisenett, but not on the shot. It's on the floor. So 1 foul on each team. Peters has it. Cross court to Hensley. Long pass. Cardinals trying to zone against this, or trying to put some screens on against this zone, open things up. Peters wide open after that. The pass from Parker finds him. And off the rebound, Hensley comes away with the loose ball after the miss by Peters, and he'll get fouled. We'll see who it's on. Mefford. It's on Mefford. So that's his first. 2 team fouls now on Hollis. Peters over the top of the screen. Into the corner. Hensley wide open. Puts it up. This one's hard off the back of the rim. Wisden is there for the rebound. Shelby will bring the ball down. So you get the feeling, looking at what Hollis is doing so far, it might be a possession game for them, and they might hold on to it. As soon as I say that, Shelby charges hard to the bucket, puts it up, though. It's a miss. Here comes Parker in transition. Parker to Moses wide open. Hits Hernandez in the short corner. Hernandez gets tied up a little bit. Around the horn they go. Back to Peters. Back to Moses. Moses wide open. Puts it up hard off the rim. Hensley's got it. So Cardinals following the lead of the Lady Cardinals. They had a huge rebounding edge against the Lady Tigers on the way to a big win. Cardinals here getting a lot of extra chances and getting some rebounds. Hernandez comes in for the shot. We're going to get a foul.
Shelby.
That one's going to go on Shelby. That's his first. 3 team fouls now on Hollis. Peters has the pass from the inbounds. Round the way, Hensley opened again, and he'll drain the three. Scoring for the Cardinals so far is the 2 3-pointers. Coach Graydon Steinmetz is going to go ahead and use his first timeout. Here's your Cardinal cheerleaders. Cardinals jump out to a 5-point lead early in the first. All right, Hollis will be throwing it in. Cardinals matching up in a full court man here. Cardinals don't normally put a lot of pressure on, but we'll see if that's either a strategy here because of what Hollis does. Might be with if Hollis tries to play a slow down game. Maybe Coach Biebermeyer will pull some of the tricks out of the old bag of tricks. I'll just end that algae before I stretch it too far. It looks like it already broke. Parker gets called for the foul. He'd gone up straight. He thought, but Rowdy Randall penetrated deep into the defense, puts up the shot over Parker, and will draw the foul on Bryson. Only the second team foul on the Cardinals. Randall, by the way, really smart player. A lot of times the offense will run through him. You'll watch him. He'll go baseline. He's a good three-point shooter, and he also can pull up in the lane. In a lot of ways, it's interesting to have him matching up with Bryson because they have similar games. Bryson gets the rebound. Randall can't hit either free throw. Bryson gets the rebound. Hernandez ends up with it on the baseline. Kick out to Peters. Wide open for the three. It's going to be off just a little bit. Ball's tipped around. So Cardinals get a rebound, get another chance. Can't get it to fall. Cardinals a little bit cold on the shooting side. That happened to the Lady Cardinals, and all of a sudden they turned it on and just an absolute waterfall of points. 50-point first half for the Lady Cardinals on the way to the huge win. Peters tips it. Mefford's able to hold on to it, though. Shelby's got it up top. Long three. Steph Curry territory, and he puts it in. So 3 3-pointers in the game so far. 2 by Hensley and the 1 by Shelby, and it's a 2-point game, 6-4. Cardinals with the 2-point lead. This time in the corner, Medford flinches and goes out for Hensley. Looks like they're already paying more attention to Hensley. They're running a T defense. If you'll look, well, I'll do more to draw it out here in just a second. They've got one player, that's number 10, Randall, chasing around Parker. They've got another player, Mefford, who's chasing around Hensley. And then they've got the 3 other players playing a zone inside the paint. Hensley, kick out to Peters. Peters ends up picking the ball up early. Moves that pivot foot and ends up getting called for a travel. So we'll see what the Cardinals do to adjust to the novelty defense. It's also known as a T defense because you're keeping the 3 down low and a lot of times having 2 up top chasing around 2 primary scores. It makes sense that they might try a defense like that after Parker and Hensley both scored over 20 points in the game against Burns Flat. Judd Huffman, Aaron Resendiz come into the game. Hernandez and Moses take the seat. Resendiz wide open for 3 in the corner. Cardinals can't get the shots to fall right now, but another rebound by Parker. Cardinals doing a great job on the rebounding, but then Parker gets tied up underneath. Resendiz will go for the inbounds pass. He'll lob it into Huffman. Huffman gets open. Cardinals shooting a lot of three-pointers here. Makes sense because they hit a whole pile of threes yesterday. Over half the points in the game against Burns Flat for both teams were three-pointers. So we'll see if the trend continues in this game. That ball goes out of bounds. Cardinals have a 2-point lead here. It's 6-4. So far, it looks like this is matching up with what Hollis would like to do in keeping the game close. Cardinals put up 67 yesterday in the game over Burns Flat. Hollis slowing things down here. Cardinals running a man against him. Huffman with Shelby up top. Shelby dribbles in a couple times. Pass off to Medford. Peters is matching up with Medford. Now up top. Randall's going to drive in again. Pass it out on the edge. He was looking for Wisenit, but Wisenit wasn't ready for it. Sorry, that wasn't Wisenit. That was Ray Cruz. Drew Bott's going to come in. So with Bott in, we'll see if the Cardinals go inside, take advantage of the size, the big size advantage that Bott obviously has over, looks like inside's Ray Cruz trying to guard him. Huffman takes a jumper from outside. Bott's there. Easy put back. So Bott comes in, and immediately we've got an edge as Bott makes an easy 2 points out of it, and the Cardinals have the 4-point lead. Medford pulls it out. So far, this game's looking a little bit like a game that you might remember in the Merritt Tournament. Hollis was also in the Merritt Tournament, and the team that I'm talking about is Canute. Canute slowed things down against the Cardinals. The Cardinals allowed it. Things stayed close, and Canute was able to win a close game, taking the Cardinals into overtime. A couple of miscues by the Cardinals in the last moments of regulation kept Canute in it, and Canute was able to pull away in the extra period. Randall puts up the jumper, misses it. Parker's got the rebound. Parker trying to haul it in and can't, but the clock expires, and it's only a 12-point quarter. After the Lady Cardinals dropped 27 on the Lady Eagles in the first quarter of the game we just watched before this, the two teams come out, play patient, and only manage 12 points between the two of them. Here's your Lady Cardinal cheerleaders, and we'll run through some stats after that. All right, guy, one thing that is nice about a slow-moving game like what we just had in that first quarter, our stat lines are easy. Carson Peters has 1 foul. Bryson Parker, 3 rebounds and a foul. Jackson Hensley has 2 threes. He's also got 3 rebounds and a steal. Only other Cardinal on the stat line is Drew Bott with the 2-point bucket that he got early as soon as he came in, and a rebound. Cardinals lead by 4, 8-4. Looks like if Steinmetz's strategy for Hollis is to slow things down, so far it's working. Now, it's not a lead. Hollis is going to have to, at some point, manage to catch up with the Cardinals, but right now the deficit's not too big to be scary yet. Unlike what we saw in that game right before this, where Lady Cardinals at one point had over a 30-point lead and finished with over a 30-point lead. Huffman gets the rebound after the miss. Hollis is going to have to do more with their possessions than that. Jet picks it up, gets it to Drew. Parker's open off the handoff from Drew. Doesn't get it to fall, though. Cardinals still cold from the field, but this time the rebound ends up in Rowdy Randall's hands. Randall working against Parker. Two players have some similar skill sets. I don't think Randall can throw points in like Bryson can, though. Shelby's got it up top. He's working against Jet Huffman now. Your Cardinals on the floor in their white jerseys. Jet Huffman, Caden Moses, Drew Bott, Bryson Parker, and Jackson Hensley. Stafford comes in, tries to throw it across the way to Wizenit, but Bott's in the way, deflects the ball, and the Cardinals have the steal. Parker up top, probes against the defense. Remember, it is a T defense. They go inside for Bott. Bott goes up, a little bit of contact. Bott can't get the shot to fall, and again, Cardinals struggling to get the ball into the goal. So the novelty defense that Hollis is running is working so far. Cardinals are going to need somebody else to step up on the scoring end, or else Parker and Hensley are going to have to figure out a strategy to get through this defense. Randall puts up a nice-looking jumper. Parker had gotten there just in time to challenge. It's a miss. Parker's got the rebound. Parker challenging Randall. They are very much ready for Parker. And then Moses. We were saying somebody's going to have to step up, and sure enough, Caden Moses takes advantage of the 3 men in the lane who are all that's left of the defense because they've overcommitted on Hensley and Parker. Moses, right through the middle of the lane, puts in the finger roll, and the Cardinals have a 6-point lead now. All right, Hollis will be bringing the ball in after the score by Moses. Cardinals with that 6-point lead. I tell you what, if we can get a bit of a lead on Hollis, I'm not sure if they have the ability to stage a comeback. Might be one of those games of using your offense as your defense and giving a barrier that the offense can't overcome. Randall looks to penetrate. Moses does a great job challenging him. Wizenit gets the rebound, but Huffman steps in front of the pass as Wizenit is forced to try an acrobatic play to save the ball. Cardinals have the possession here. Parker finds Bott. Bott goes in, nails the shot. Fantastic pass. Parker and Bott on the same page. Bott's able to take advantage of the fantastic pass from Bryson. Nails the shot, gets it in, nice looking finger roll for the big man, and gets to go to the free throw line to put the shot to try and make it a 3-point play. Ray Cruz picks up that foul. We'll see what Coach Steinmetz will pull now, and he goes ahead and brings in Seth Cromer. Miss on Bott's free throw, but it's an 8-point lead now for the Cardinals. Cromer to Randall. Randall up top. Randall working against Parker. Randall go ahead and take the long three. Doesn't hit it. Moses is there for the rebound. Cardinals doing a great job on the defensive rebounds, not allowing any second chance here. Parker wide open for 3. Doesn't get it to fall. Parker loves that shot when he gets it. We'll sure take it when he gets those opportunities. He's dropped plenty of 3-pointers on the year and in his career. Cardinals matching up in man-to-man here. A lot of times they'll go to that 2-3 when Bott is in, but we're in a man-to-man here. Parker jumps a pass intended for Randall. Finger roll the other way in transition. Randall providing some challenge on him, a little bit of contact. Not enough to draw a whistle, and Cardinals now add to the lead. It's 4 points now. Randall working against Parker up top. Huffman and Shelby. Shelby works into the paint, doesn't like the opportunity, and he'll kick it back out for Medford. Medford over on the edge to Cromer. Cromer looking for a spot. Now to Medford. Medford to Randall. Looks like they're trying to force things to Randall. I'm not sure that Randall can provide the scoring that's needed. He misses the shot. Bott gets the rebound. Tell you what, Bott has been a real spark here, both on the defensive side getting the rebounds, and then on the offensive side. They go into Bott. Bott gets tied up, and it'll be a jump ball. Cardinals have the arrow. Referees are allowing quite a bit of contact inside. Only 6 fouls called through the entire first half. We played 12 minutes, and we're at a pace of about 1 foul every 2 minutes. You see there, we can do a little bit of math. Huffman gets in, and he'll draw a foul. Tell you what, Huffman got through the defense so fast, they were looking at him before they had the chance to move. Jet draws the foul while he's putting up the layup attempt. Can't get it to fall, but he'll get to shoot 2. Jet makes the first, and now it's an 11-point lead for the Cardinals. Tell you what, Cardinals defense, if you're a defensive fan, the Cardinals are giving you a treat tonight. Only 4 points allowed by the Cardinals. Hollis in serious trouble here if they can't get their offense going. Jet misses the second. 15-4 is your score, as you can see. Shelby's got the ball. Now, one thing we got to be careful of, Hollis can drop in the threes. Ryan DeLeon has come in, number 1. Randall's got it outside, working against Parker. Medford up top now. Medford going against Moses. Medford looking for a spot. He picked it up. It's dead ball. Gets it back to Randall. Randall working against Parker seems to be about the only thing that Hollis seems to be having going as a bright spot. Randall tries for another jumper. Can't get it to fall. Hensley gets the rebound. Hands off to Parker. And Randall's going to foul him. Parker had taken the step past Randall. Randall reached around behind him and got a load of Parker's arm, knocking the ball loose. And we're going to get a timeout from Coach Biebermeyer. Here's your Lady Cardinal cheerleaders. Sorry, your Cardinal cheerleaders. Oh, sorry about that. Hollis called the timeout. That's Coach Steinmetz's second timeout. Okay. All right, Cardinal fans, we're in a bit of a near emergency. Elizabeth Buller has had to take a quick break due to unforeseen circumstances, so I've got to try to run all of these things that the young lady does. You're going to see just how much we appreciate her here in a moment. Throw in by the Cardinals, and the ball gets tipped out of bounds. Peters has it up top, over on the edge to Parker. Parker looking for something, gets it to Hensley. Hensley goes for it, can't get it to fall. Parker gets the rebound, though, and Parker will step out of bounds. Hollis is going to throw it in. Medford's got it. Cardinals pick him up in a full court man. Everybody but Medford. Moses will wait for Medford till he crosses the timeline. So we're guarding the ball loose. Apparently we're not too worried about Medford. Randall's got it, though. Switch off. Randall charges his way in, literally. Hensley's going to draw the charge, and that's one on Medford, or sorry, one on Randall. Actually, that's 2 on Randall now. That's huge. Cardinals working against the press here and very easily split it. Hensley, the length of the court, and a blocking foul. Hensley nails it. Hollis's crowd is livid, folks. You can hear them from here. You can see Coach Steinmetz, especially since it was a charge one direction, and then the foul called on the blocking foul on the other side. Hensley gets the bucket. Not sure who the foul was called on. Oh, it was on Rollins. Rollins is in the game. I've been looking forward to this. I got some stuff to tell you about Rollins, but first off, Jackson Hensley hits the free throw, and the Cardinals lead by 14 now. Hollis, guys, you're going to be able to hear it, but Hollis fans are really getting frustrated. DeLeon hits a 3, though, and helps them out. First score in a while, then a nice steal by Medford. Randall to Shelby. Shelby puts it up, and it's a miss, but a foul. Jed Huffman's called on that foul. Shelby's going to go to the line. He'll be shooting 2. Shelby hits the first. It's 18-8 now. Misses the second. Hensley gets the rebound. Hensley throws it away. Cardinals here giving the ball away all of a sudden for Hollis. Hollis on a bit of a run. They've scored 4 points here quickly. Huffman picks it up. Parker finds Moses wide open on the backside. Moses puts it in easily. Parker picks up another assist. And Peters is all over DeLeon. He let DeLeon get free and hit that one. Now Peters just all over him. Oh, they're going to call Peters for the foul. Hollis's crowd is all over the officiating crew here. They are unhappy, guys. That's the second foul on Peters. Resendiz will come in. So on the floor right now, doubles is 0. Hensley's guarding him. And the name is Caden Rollins. But if you don't know who Rollins is, you won't appreciate it. Another charge called against Hollis. This time Jed Huffman draws it. Who was it? DeLeon?
Randall.
I was on Randall. Randall's got 3. Oh, no, guys.
How many charges have they called?
3. Or sorry, 2 charges, but 2 of them on Randall. Guys, things are getting a little bit raucous here. Cardinals with the 12-point lead. Hollis is getting worked up. Hensley goes baseline. The good time as things are getting emotional, you'll notice what the Cardinals are doing is they're getting it and taking it to the hole. Hensley, the senior, has played some elite summer level ball. He's used to these kind of situations. Hensley will go to the line. That's now 2 on Rollins. I've been wanting the chance. I got a moment. I got to tell you about Rollins. Caden Rollins' grandpa is Kent Rollins. If you don't know that name, when you get a chance, write it down and go look at an Oklahoma cooking legend. This guy has taken on Bobby Flay and won. He's been on a bunch of the cooking shows, and he's from over by Hollis. Hollis sits down in the corner of the state, that southwest corner that borders Texas. In fact, Hollis is only 5 and 7 miles from the 2 different borders of Texas. And Rollins' grandpa sits just over the line in Texas, has a nice little country cowboy coffee shop, and runs a fantastic YouTube channel. He's quite the treat, so kind of a fun little tie-in for Hollis there. Shelby gets open off the inbounds, can't get the shot to fall. DeLeon gets the rebound, though. DeLeon, you'll remember, hit the 3 a moment ago. Minute left on the clock in the second quarter. Randall's got it outside. Remember, Randall's got 3 fouls now. 2 of them are on charges. Referees are not liking the physical play that Hollis is bringing. Hollis is sitting at 10 fouls right now. That crowd is really getting onto the referees. Cardinals, as you know, play pretty clean. Huffman tries to split a double team and does. Gets it to Moses. Hensley calling for it. He's open in the corner, but they waited a little bit too long. Hensley tries to get it up top to Parker. Medford with a tremendous effort, but can't track it down. Parker scrambles and gets the loose ball back for the Cardinals. Moses has it now. They kick it around. Good ball by the Cardinals. You can see a lot of energy in the Tigers right now. They're a little bit emotional. Cardinals looking to take a little bit of air out of that balloon. Parker and Moses just playing catch for a while. Hollis has gone to a 1-3-1 looking defense. Remember, they spent a good chunk of the first half in that novelty defense known as a T. Bott's going to come back in. There's 6 seconds left. Nope, they're not going to give him the chance to come in. Wide open is Parker. Beautiful pass. Resendiz hits Parker. The alley-oop goes in. And the Cardinals add a punctuation mark to the end of the first half. The score, as we get ready for halftime, 22-8, Cardinals leading here. Here's your Cardinal cheerleaders. So you got halftime. If you want to get away from the stream, and I'm not telling you to go away from the stream, but make yourself a note at the very least. Caden Rollins gives you an opportunity into a world that maybe you haven't seen before. A guy by the name of Cowboy Kent Rollins is his grandfather, tremendous cook. He'll do things for fundraisers for the Hollis Tigers. He does a lot of cooking around the area and has his own restaurant. I've had recommendations to go visit his place before. Anyway, his YouTube channel is called Cowboy Kent Rollins. It's a lot bigger than you might imagine for a guy who's out in, it's funny from Turpin to describe anywhere else as the middle of nowhere, but he's down there with not much else close by. And Cowboy Kent Rollins, apparently fantastic cook, goes on the TV shows, takes on the big namers, including guys like Bobby Flay from New York, and beats them in straight-up cooking contests. All right, enough about that, guys. I can get to rambling. Here's your statistics from the first half. Cardinals with 22-8 lead. Let's see how we got there. Mario Hernandez hasn't broken onto the stat sheet yet, but played a good first half. Jet Huffman came in and has 1 off a free throw, 2 rebounds, 2 fouls, and a steal. Carson Peters doesn't have any points, but has the 2 fouls and a lot of good defense. Caden Moses has 4 points, a rebound, and a block. Bryson Parker has 4 points and 5 rebounds, a foul, a steal, and 2 assists. Jackson Hensley leading the way for both teams with 9 points. 2 of it was 3-pointers. He also adds a free throw. He also has 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. Aaron Resendiz has a rebound and an assist off a beautiful pass to Parker at the end of the first half. And Drew Bott came in and picked up 4 quick points to go with 2 rebounds. So Cardinals had an 8-4 lead at the end of the first. I tell you what, these Hollis Tigers are really consistent. They put up 4 in the first. They put up 4 in the second. The only problem is the Cardinals dropped 14 points in the second quarter. So that 4 points got outpaced by the 14 from the Cardinals, and now Turpin sits at a 22-8 lead. So good time for a break. Your Cardinals are getting ready to come back onto the court. Things pretty happy for Cardinals here. Now, there's a lot of game to go, and 14 points is a nice lead. It looks even better with the way the Cardinal defense has been holding Hollis down. But there's a lot of game left to be played, folks. A lot of game left to be played. And so we'll see what happens here. Good chance for a break. Grab the snack, hit the bathroom, get ready, because I got a feeling we got a fun half coming up. Remember, the Cardinals still haven't got hot yet. Hensley's got the only 2 3-pointers for Turpin in this game, and we got a lot of great shooters out there. The Cardinals cracked the code of that novelty T defense, also known as a diamond and 2. And you can see the Cardinals coming out, working on their shots, and getting ready for the second half. We'll do the same. Take a short break and be back here in about 6 minutes. Getting ready for the second half. Cardinals up 22-8. Not a comfortable lead, but I'd like it a whole lot more than if we were down by 14. Hollis, hard charging to the basket. You have to wonder, what is Coach Steinmetz saying to those Tigers in the halftime? Are we going to see some desperation from Hollis here? They ran that novelty defense. Cardinals come back out on the floor, and they've got the starters, Hensley, Peters, Parker, Hernandez, and Moses. Looks like Hollis has settled into a zone. Looks like kind of a version of a 1-3-1, with the way they're playing it anyway. Cardinals have a miss, and Medford's got the rebound, so both teams come out. Oh, sorry, Medford. Both teams come out and have a miss on their first possession. Cardinals matching up in man-to-man. Cruz and Hernandez challenge each other. Hernandez gets the better of it. Cardinals come away with the rebound. Cardinals moving around. Hensley wide open. Quick three-pointer trigger. He misses it, but Moses is right there, and Moses misses the shot inside. Cardinals, tell you what, it's not that it's the Hollis defense doing it, but Cardinals really struggling to put shots in. Only 22 points in the first half. Peters has it. Crossed away to Parker. So it's almost like a 1-3-1, but then they shade kind of odd on the backside. Oops. Rebound for Randall, and then a foul called, I think, on Hernandez. That's his first. Quick foul called there. Hollis' crowd is across the way from us. You can hear them. They got very animated in the first half. There were a couple of charges called against Randall, and Hollis' fans weren't any too happy about it, as you wouldn't imagine they would be. Shelby has it outside. Moses matching up with him. Cruz has it up top. A lot of these Hollis Tigers like to shoot threes, but the difference between them and Hensley and Parker, and guys on our team, is that we've got really quick trigger, and we can pull it if we need to. Hollis so far seems to need to have quite a bit of an opening and a setup. Now, Shelby puts one up from really deep. DeLeon did that in the first half as well, but he's on the bench right now. On the floor right now, you've got, looks like mostly starters for Hollis. Wisenett, Cruz, Randall, Mefford, and Shelby. In fact, all five of the starters. Hernandez has it, kicks it across the way to Hensley. Hensley back to Parker. Cardinals reset the offense. Again, watch the backside of that defense. It's a 1-3-1, but they really move the backside down quickly. Cardinals get an open shot for Peters, and the ball's going to go out of bounds. Peters was letting it go, thinking that it had been last touched by Hollis. Referee disagreed and said that it was Peters' miss off the bottom of the standard. So Hollis gets the ball after the turnover by the Cardinals. Mefford and Parker matching up, and Peters matching up. Parker's over there in the corner with Randall. Parker and Randall had quite a battle. Parker and the Cardinals coming out ahead in it. Randall, though, you can tell is quite the player. Shelby matching up and then kicking it back out to Randall. Randall trying to penetrate into the lane. Not comfortable with putting up the jump shot. Kicks it out to Shelby. Shelby working against Moses. Puts up a nice-looking jumper on the run from the baseline, and it gets it to fall. Hollis finally gets into double digits, and we're into the second half already. Hensley penetrates in, gets a lot of contact as he goes up. He'll draw the foul. Hensley started getting aggressive. Cardinals were getting the ball in the corner, and he started either taking shots or penetrating, and was doing a great job putting Hollis on the other side of the official's whistle and getting to the free throw line. Yesterday, Jackson struggled a little bit from the free throw line. He still scored over 20 points. And here he puts in his first free throw. Getting ready for his second. It goes in as well. Cardinals up by 14 again, 24-10. Cardinals defense only allowing 10 points so far, and we're almost halfway through the third quarter in this game. So 20 minutes of play has still only led to 10 points for Hollis. Shelby tries to do something about that. Misses the shot. Parker comes down with the rebound, but he's bumped pretty hard by Wisenett. Wisenett was going for the rebound as well, and he'll pick up his third foul. Two of the starters, Randall and Wisnett, have 3 fouls apiece. A reminder from statistician extraordinaire Elizabeth Buller. Huffman's come in. Huffman gives it to Moses, but Moses had to catch it basically with his heels on the sideline, so it's a turnover for the Cardinals. So Hollis has the ball. Again, down by 14. Cardinals have held on to the lead since early in the first. Cruz goes baseline, looks for Wisnett on the backside, finds him. Nice play there. First time we've seen him with that kind of play. Worked out well for him. They may go back to the well on that one. Hollis extending their defense out, but Hensley's wide open in the corner. Hensley kicks it back to Parker. Cardinals use a little bit of patience here. Huffman's wide open in the corner. Puts up the shot, can't get it to fall. Tell you what, Parker was going to have a chance to save that ball, but it hits the ref. I think Parker was a bit frustrated, but the refs are considered part of the court. If it hits them, that's just the way it is. Shelby throws it in for Mefford. Mefford will bring it down. He's been matched up with Peters pretty much the entire night. Cardinals have ran a pretty strict man-to-man almost the entire night as well. Whoops. Sorry about that. We'll get that back on for you. Shots in, and it's 24-14, so Hollis on a little bit of a run here. Tip pass on the defense. Sorry about that, guys. And another shot's in for Hollis. Hollis on a bit of a run here. They've pulled back to within 8. It's 24-16. Peters has it up top, looking for somebody to get it to. Looks down court for Hensley. Hensley finds Huffman open. Huffman in deep. Gets the shot to fall. 2 points on the board for the Cardinals. Fouls on Medford. That's his second. Timeout, here's your Cardinals. Drive inside, this time at Wisnett. Nice job there. Wisnett can be dangerous inside, and he's showing it there. He's got 6 points on the game. Hensley gets knocked down, loses the ball. Here comes Cruz. Cruz gets it to fall. Hollis is on the run. They've closed the gap. It was 14 points. Hollis has eaten up half of that. It's now a 7-point lead. Hensley's got the ball. Working against Wisnett. Wisnett's going to get a foul called. Hensley's going to get to go to the line shooting two. Hopefully that can put a little bit of cold water on that run that the Hollis Tigers are on. And that's now 4 on Wisnett. That's huge. Wisnett's been the main player on the inside for the Cardinals. Wisnett will take a seat, and it'll come Caden Rollins. Talked about him enough in the first quarter, in the first half, but again, the grandson of Cowboy Kent Rollins, YouTube star from Oklahoma. Well, from Actually from Texas, but right over by Hollis. Hensley puts it in. Lead gets back out to 17. Looks like some points got put in the wrong place. We have 29-20. They're having a miss here with their scoreboard. 29-20. It's a 9-point game. Foul on the Cardinals will go against Hensley. Cruz goes to the line shooting 2. He makes the first, pulls Hollis back within 8. Cardinals here gonna have to be careful. Hollis is on the run. We'll see if the Cardinals can absorb it. Hollis already doing much better in this quarter for their scoring than they did the entire first half. They only had 4 points in the first quarter and 4 in the second. They've already done much better than that here. Bott takes a hand to the face. He caught the ball cleanly, and another foul is going to go against Hollis. That's going to be their 5th foul. So Hollis is going to be in tough trouble here if they keep picking up all these fouls. Coach Wisnit's going to take another timeout. That's his 3rd. Sorry, Coach Steinmetz. Wisnit's one of the players. Here's your Cardinal cheerleaders. I didn't realize it when I told you because I needed to charge while I was playing. Cardinals inbounding the ball after the foul against Bott. Huffman's got it. Shelby's matching up with him. Looks like Hollis. As Hollis dropped back into his zone, looks like they have. Resendi's wide open. Let's get a 3. Aaron Resendi left wide open in the corner, makes them pay. And Hollis is now down by double digits again. Cardinals sitting on a 32-22 lead. Cruz goes for 3, doesn't get it to fall. Tell you what, if the Cardinals can get the 3-point shot to fall, and we got plenty of options out there, this game's going to be over. Parker going for 3, and here it is. Cardinals up by 13 again. So all that work by Hollis, cutting it to a 7-point lead, is almost completely evaporated with 2 shots from the Cardinals. Randall, nice job penetrating into the Cardinal defense. Gets the shot to fall. Resendiz busts right through the zone. Cardinals will go ahead and set up on offense here. Hensley's open in the corner, again gets double teamed and kicks back out to Huffman. 20 seconds on the clock in the 3rd. Resendiz in the corner. They like to double team in the corner. That's a dangerous thing to do in a zone because it'll leave people like Jackson Hensley wide open. And so then Cruz is forced to come over and foul to try and stop Hensley. That's going to send Jackson to the line shooting 3 free throws. 10 seconds are left in the 3rd quarter. Cardinals sitting on that 11-point lead, and Hensley can take it back to the 14 points that it was earlier in the quarter. There's the first free throw. By the way, that foul on Cruz puts the Hollis Tigers into the bonus. Sorry, puts the Cardinals into the bonus for the rest of the game. Hensley's made 2 now. That gives him a game-leading 15 points. Jackson puts in all 3. Cardinals have the 14-point lead back with 9 seconds left. Randall looks into the corner deep. They kick it back around for Randall. Parker tries for the steal. Randall penetrates, puts up a nice-looking jumper and drains it almost as a buzzer beater. And so a whole lot of work by Hollis. They fight back to within single digits before the Cardinals hit some threes and go on the run to extend the lead back to 14 before Hollis can pull it back to 12. So Hollis actually wins that quarter. We had a 14-point lead and end the quarter with a 12-point lead. Here's your Cardinal cheerleaders. All right. All right, your stats. Mario Hernandez has 1 foul. That's his only stat, but he's played great when he's in there. Jet Huffman has 4, 3 rebounds, 2 fouls and a steal. Carson Peter, 2 fouls. Caden Moses, 4 points, 2 rebounds, a block. Bryson Parker, 7 points, 7 rebounds, a foul, a steal, and 2 assists. Jackson Hensley, 16 points, a chunk of it's free throws to go with 7 rebounds, a foul, 2 steals, and a block. Aaron Resendiz, a 3-pointer and a rebound. Drew Bott, 4 points and 2 rebounds. That's it for your stats. Cardinals start the quarter. You've got Bott down there in the post waiting for the ball. Parker working on the outside with Huffman, Resendiz, and Hensley. Peters is going to come in for Resendiz. On the floor for the Tigers, you've got Randall and Cruz, Mefford, Rollins, and Shelby. Bott there in the middle. Kicks the outside for Hensley. Hensley open, takes some contact. Tell you what, we're going to draw another foul. Huffman's going to get to shoot 1-and-1. Hollis just will not stop with the fouls. They drew a pile of them in the first. Hollis's crowd's unhappy about it, but Huffman just about hit the floor with somebody undercutting him from behind. That foul's going to go on Mefford. Now he's got 4. Everybody on the floor for Hollis has at least 2. Mefford's got 4, though, and Randall's got 3. 2 of Randall's 3 were charges. Huffman puts them both in, and it's a 14-point game again. Here comes Shelby. Cardinals in matching up in the man-to-man. Mefford kick back out to Shelby. Shelby for a quick 3 and drains it. Hollis likes the 3. They just haven't had very many opportunities for it, and they don't pull the trigger very quickly. Parker into the middle for Peters. Peters is going to get fouled and going to get to go shoot 2. Tell you, Hollis just can't stop fouling. They're not dirty plays. They just play physical. If you remember watching them play football, that was exactly the case with their football team. It's just these guys are going to have to remember this isn't the gridiron, it's the hardwood. Peters is going to go to the line. We've got 11-point lead. That was the 8th foul on Hollis. And Peters gets to shoot 1-and-1. He makes the first, so now it's a 12-point lead, 41-29. The way Hollis has been scoring, 12 points looks pretty good, but this game's got a ways to go. Keep in mind, with Hollis having those 8 fouls, the Cardinals will have to be very good behind the free throw line. Oh, Parker isn't going to let Randall have that shot. He swung down to knock the ball back under Randall's head. That'll be a foul, and Randall's going to get to shoot 2. Lady Cardinals did that and took some fouls when the Lady Tigers got into the paint. Might be the strategy Parker was thinking about. He has plenty of fouls to give. That was only his 2nd, so he might have been thinking make Randall have to earn it. Randall does, though. Randall makes both, and it's 42-31. Cardinals get it down quick to Hensley. Hensley's going to pull it out, then give it over to Peters. Parker's got it. Short corner for Huffman. Huffman puts it up. It gets tipped around. Cardinals with the rebound. Peters puts it up. A lot of contact inside. Both teams playing tough, and right now the Tigers are behind and having to play for their lives in the playoffs. Again, whoever loses is out. Loose ball. Parker's able to pick off the steal. Parker in deep. Challenges Medford. Medford has 4 fouls, remember. Scramble for the loose ball after Parker's miss, and Parker gets the rebound on it. Bott's at the high post. Kick to Hensley in the corner. DeLeon has come back in. You remember he came in the first half and immediately hit a 3-pointer. Huffman scrambles for it, gets it. Hensley takes advantage of an opening in the defense, drives in deep into the paint, puts in a nice-looking layup, and makes it a 13-point lead again for the Cardinals. Shelby goes for another deep 3. This time he's no good. Bott's there for the rebound, and Parker's got it. Cardinals will walk it up the court this time. Randall will go ahead and challenge, try and speed up the pace. Hollis being down by 11 for a team that with a faster pace might be more like being down 16-18. But with the way Hollis has been scoring, 11 points is quite a bit. Hollis has only had one big run in the game. They did start scoring in the third quarter, but they've only had one real run. Cardinals absorbed it well and have rebuilt the lead. Cardinals go for an alley-oop. They hit one of those in the first half. This time it's no good. Hensley can't haul it in and make good on it. Scramble for the ball, and it ends up in DeLeon's hands. The maroon jerseys have it. DeLeon's up top. Shelby will go ahead and drive into the paint, put up the shot, and get it to fall. Up the court quick to Hensley. Hensley taking on Randall. He'll get in deep. Hensley misses it, but gets his own putback and gets it to fall. A whole bunch of the Tigers are in foul trouble, but keeping back Shelby and Rollins gives them the chance to still defend Hensley well, and they did. Rebound this time ends up in Parker's hands. Hensley wide open for three. Let's see. There it is. Cardinals with their biggest lead of the game, 49-33, and at some point, this is going to reach a point that Hollis can't come back from. Shelby's trying to make something happen, goes in deep, puts it up, misses though. Bott comes away with the rebound after a putback by one of the Hollis players. Parker's got it. He'll walk it up the court. Randall's going to meet him, try to get him to speed up a little. Now it's out to Peters. Remember, Medford, who's guarding him, has 4 fouls. That's the most of any of the Tigers that are on the floor right now. Bott's got it in deep, goes up. He'll draw the foul. Drain the shot with a challenge from Rollins. Lots of encouragement from the Cardinal fans and teammates. That's also a big foul because it makes 9 total fouls on Hollis. So from here on out, Cardinals get to shoot double bonus for every foul. Cardinals, by the way, only have 3 fouls. Bott hits it, completes the three-point play, and Nash Levens will come in. By the way, that was, well, I thought they called it on Rollins, but they only put up a second foul on him. I was on DeLeon. That's his first. Nash Levens comes in. Bott will take a seat. Cardinals starting to feel it here. There's less than 4 minutes left. Hollis taking some desperation shots. Long three goes out of bounds without anybody touching it. Seth Cromer has come in, by the way, for Hollis on the floor. You've got Shelby and Randall, Cromer. Oh, Hensley in easy. Guys, I think it's about time to turn out the lights. The party looks to be over here. All respect to the Hollis Tigers. They gave us a tough loss in the football season, but it looks like this win is going to go the Cardinals' way. Couple more minutes to play on the floor, though. Hollis putting a press on. Randall steals a pass from Peters. Shelby comes in. Shelby gets the shot to fall. Peters fouls, challenging it. And Shelby's going to get a chance for a three-point play. Caden Moses will come in. Jed Huffman will take a seat. Shelby puts it up. It's a miss. Moses tries to scramble for it. Can't get to it. It's going to go out of bounds off of Shelby. Shelby tripped as he was trying to haul it in. Lots of effort here. Cardinal fans, we can relate to what is starting to go through these Hollis players and the Hollis families and fans. 17 points the difference here. They know it's a long shot to come back. They haven't given up, but they're not challenging or fouling here. So, guys, this game is just about over. And so for these Hollis Tiger fans, there's a whole pile of seniors on the floor, and our Cardinal fans can relate to that. Players like Rollins and Shelby, Mefford, Randall, Bernal, we haven't seen in this game, and Wisenett, who've been on the floor, are all seniors. So they've got just a little over 2.5 left on the clock. They get to play out and finish their senior year on basketball with dignity, but it's not the way they hoped. They won their district. They came in here with big, high hopes. They took a loss yesterday that dropped them into the matchup with us. They lost a heartbreaker to Boone Apache. Boone Apache, by the way, number 8 in the state. So Hollis, Let's see what we can do to fix that, Cardinal fans. Boone Apache, highly ranked team in Class A. They were number 8. Hensley puts in another 2 points. It's 19 now. Uh-oh. We got a technical. Foul called on Jackson Hensley for a technical. Not sure what happened. I just had an error with my... We don't know what happened. We don't know if there'd been talk between players or if something was said to the referee. After technical foul shots, it's a 19-point lead for the Cardinals. Mefford drives in, gets a shot to fall. 2 minutes left, 17-point game. Hensley's taking a seat. He's probably done for the night unless Hollis's heroics can pull them back within shooting range of the Cardinals. Levens gets a couple of chances at the bucket. Can't get either to fall. Still a 17-point lead. Cardinals have it underneath the bucket. Just under 2 to go. Parker has it in the short corner. Kick back out to Peters. We'll see if the Cardinals attack the basket. They do. Then they pull it back out. So running some clock here, obviously. Randall reached around Parker, but they weren't going to call it. And then Shelby fouls Moses. So Hollis is going to go ahead and foul here. It's a 17-point difference. You know I like counting possessions, and in case you're wondering, that means it's a 6-possession game here. Moses hits 2 of these, and it's a 7-possession game. So with 1:42 left, that's about impossible. Now, I say that, but you watched that first quarter with our Lady Cardinals hitting 27 against Hollis. So anything can happen, but Cardinals defense has been fantastic in the first half and has been surviving Hollis in the second half. Hollis, I don't think, has quite the 3-point shot capability that they need for this game. Shelby goes for another long 3 and can't get it. That play brings up another concern for Cardinal fans. We want to get out of this game without having any risk of injury. Oh, and we got a technical on the coach now. Cardinal fans are cheering, but that's unfortunate. Cardinals will get the chance here to shoot some free throws. Parker goes to the line. He'll shoot 2, and the Cardinals will get the ball back. Hard-fought game between these two teams. Hollis came in with a lot of respect, an opponent that we'd seen only on the football field this year when we had the chance to go to Hollis for our last regular season game. After the technical, Cardinals have the 20-point lead and have the ball. Levens picks it up. A little bit of a dangerous spot, but he gets it out to Parker, and Randall's going to pick up a foul. That's either Randall's 4th or 5th.
Randall?
That's his 4th. Parker will go to line. He'll shoot 1-1. Nope, he'll be shooting 2. I'd said earlier it's double bonus, and sure enough, that's exactly what's going to happen. Parker shoots 2. Misses the first. 90 seconds left here. Coach Steinmetz waiting to see if he'll go ahead and empty the bench. These are the last 90 seconds for these seniors ever to play high school ball in Oklahoma. Everybody but one team in Class A is going to end their season with a loss. Seth Cromer tries to extend it with that 3-pointer, but it's an 18-point game. Hernandez, nicely done. Passes it to Levens, 20 points again. Cardinals lead. Shelby comes down, looks to get it to Cromer. Parker knocks it out. Hollis will be throwing it in from underneath the bucket. That's Shelby. Shelby hits another three. Shelby's been leading the way here for Hollis on the scoring. Randall's been doing a good job, but just can't get the points to fall. But Shelby's got 16, most of it on threes. Pass to Moses off the fingertips. Rollins kicks it out on the edge to Mefford. Mefford goes for three, can't get it to fall. Rollins gets it picked away. Randall's going to go ahead and pick up his last foul. Peters had come away with the loose ball after the scramble, and Peters is going to come down and get to shoot two. Randall had a nice game. He played hard, only ended up with 6 points, but strong player. Very athletic, played very savvy. Just didn't quite have enough. Hollis just did not have enough to hang with the scoring that the Cardinals could put on the floor. Hollis ended up putting up over 40 in the game. It just wasn't enough. They picked up the pace and had a really nice second half as far as the scoring goes too, but Cardinals absorbed every blow that Hollis had here for them. Hernandez is going to draw a charge. Little bit of insult to injury there. Hernandez was stopping to wait. Cardinals here aren't trying to challenge things. They're just letting Hollis play out the clock. And you don't shoot free throws after a charge. Cardinals going to their victory clap. Parker's got the double team. Ball's going to get stolen. Shelby's got it. 10 seconds left. Shelby driving in. Cardinals are going to go ahead and let him go all the way to the hole. Put it in. Cardinals don't even need to rebound it here. That'll be the game. So Cardinals pick up the win here in Cheyenne over Hollis, 63-17. Hollis putting up quite the fight. 63-47 is our final. Let me go through the stats and then give you an idea what's going to happen tomorrow. Mario Hernandez, final stat line, a foul and an assist. Jet Huffman, 6 points. 4 of it were free throws, 4 rebounds, 2 fouls, and the steal. Nash Levins, a bucket. Carson Peters, 3 points off free throws, a rebound, 3 fouls, and a steal. Caden Moses, 5 points, 1 of them a free throw, 2 rebounds, a block. Bryson Parker, 10 points, 1 of those a three-pointer, 3 free throws, 9 rebounds, 2 fouls, 2 steals, and assists. So Parker just short of a double-double. Jackson Hensley ends with 27. He took over and helped distance the Cardinals during that scramble by Hollis. He also had 8 rebounds, 2 fouls, 2 steals, and a block. So the novelty defense from Hollis unable to shut Hensley down. Aaron Resendiz with 1 3-pointer and a rebound and an assist. Drew Bott, 7 points. 1 of those was a free throw, 4 rebounds, and a block. Cardinals led after 1, 8-4, 22-8, a 14-point lead at the end of 2. Hollis made their biggest run, but could only cut 2 points off of the Cardinals' lead by the end of the third quarter. And the Cardinals finish strong with a 16-point margin for the end of the game. So Cardinals win. We'll be playing Texoma tomorrow. Both games. Those games will be in the afternoon. Those are for to have the consolation spot that goes to area. Each region has a couple of spots that can go to area. And for our part of the region, this is our chance to go on. Both teams have to take on Texoma. Both teams have 3 stinging, bitter defeats from the Red Devils, and I got to tell you, their coaches are going to remind them of that. If not, parents remind them of that. Let's have them come out ready to go tomorrow. Cardinal fans, this is it. We get the chance, the only team that's beat us 3 times this year. Let's send them home early. They got the wins when it didn't matter. Let's get the win when it does matter. We'll send the Red Devils home hopefully tomorrow. Both teams taking on Texoma. We'll see you there tomorrow afternoon. I think it's 1:30 and 3 o'clock for the 2 games. Let me take a look at a bracket, and I can tell you that for sure before we end our stream tonight. Sure enough, 1:30 for the Lady Cardinals, 3 o'clock for your Turpin Cardinal boys. My tripod is telling me it's time to call it a night. Good night, Cardinal fans. See you tomorrow.